Welcome to LoganRobo's channel, broadcasting live on twitch.tv/LoganRobo and on youtube.com/@LoganRobo. While this track I picked is really a lot slower than I was expecting it to be. Tonight's stream is a very special just chatting stream to celebrate 1,000 followers on Twitch, my birthday last week, and just a couple of subscribers away from 3,000 on YouTube. In fact, here, I can check the number right now while I'm yapping away in the pre-show. You guys don't know. You don't know that I'm not prepared. You don't know how much I was scrambling to get everything ready tonight. But it's gonna be a fun time. I hope. I hope. All right, so the number of followers were 4 followers away. Subscribers, I'm sorry. From 3,000 on YouTube. Let's see if maybe we can break that tonight. Spoiler, we won't. Thank you for tuning in to twitch.tv/LoganRobo and youtube.com/@LoganRobo. Please enjoy the stream. And we are live! How is everybody doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm excited for tonight. I'm a bit nervous. I always get nervous whenever we do these just chatting streams because it kind of feels like doing this without a safety net. But how is everybody? I see that Extemporaneous was here bright and early with a lurk and a random Transformers check. I've missed these from Extemporaneous saying who, or rather what, is Energon? It's the fuel of Transformers. It's like with their food and their drink, and basically they can turn energy sources into Energon. Like if they want petrol or electricity or whatever, they turn into that, they drink it, and sometimes get drunk in this beloved children's show. How you doing, Extemporaneous? Also, would you rather always have perfect weather or never wait in line again? Oh, never wait in line. Because like in bad weather, you can go inside. I hate how much time I lose from having to wait in line. Says, P.S. Happy 1K late Logan Day, the one day of the year we're freed from the basement, question mark. You guys, you get a longer leash from the basement. How about that? I'm surprised we got some people over on YouTube, which makes me so happy. I'm like, there's no game to have the algorithm lead people here. Well, I see Crystal's there saying happy 1K stream. Yippee, Jax saying let's go. How you doing, Jax? Crystal says hi, Jax. Crystal says with Silly Adachi. Jax says hi, Crystal. And Crystal says for tonight we finally do things we don't normally do. I'm excited for the Hear Me Out submissions. So that's what we're gonna do first. In fact, here I've got a little thing here that I can click. If I can find it. Everything is so disorganized in my Streamlabs. I was scrambling to get ready tonight. See, look at that. There we go. We got labels that I'll be able to edit for the order of things we're gonna. So the first thing we're gonna do is read chat's anonymous Hear Me Outs. But first I'm gonna read like your comments on stream, and we're gonna be checking those out. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Crystal says, meow, excited. And there's the schedule. Oh, the late command says, but since as first, this is celebration stream. Yippee! Eglin says, hi. Probably can't stick around, but I want to say hi anyways. Eglin, thank you so much for being here. I don't know if you contributed to the Hear Me Outs or not, but hopefully you'll be able to maybe check this out on the VOD if you can't stay. But how are you doing, Eglin? Oak says, longa. Crystal says, he's here. Oak says, we're so back. Nora says, Waj. Oak says, I've been so excited. Nora says, we're so back. I'm in ads right now. Bumbo says, hello, with just a period at the end. How you doing, Bumbo? Ray says, yo. Bumbo says, you're very late. I know. I was posting about it in Discord. I was scrambling to get ready. I still don't feel completely ready. Over on YouTube, Jack says, yeah, this will be fun for sure. I hope so. Can you guys hear the background music okay? It's just like chill, lo-fi, DMCA, safe stuff. Dermo says hi. How you doing, Dermo? Jack says hi, Dermo. Welcome. Crystal says hi, Dermo. Logan's a bit behind for a few minutes, but he will be here. Imagine Logan actually abandoned us here /J. Jack says it was all an elaborate ruse. That's right. The past 4 years of streaming was just a ruse to set up this day to get all you here and then to not show up. That's how it works. Toshi says, happy 1K, Logan. Thank you so much, Toshi. How are you? Chaotic says he's a great streamer who definitely doesn't yap. Yeah, both those things are totally true. Wink. Dermo says we could totally break 3K. Valtube says I have no Hear Me Out, sadly. That's okay. Well, should we get started with some of these here? Should we check out some of the Hear Me Outs? Let me read just a couple more quick comments on Twitch. Let's see, where did I leave off? See, Nora says, I'm free. Hidden Hand says, it's TV time. How you doing, Hidden Hand? Oak said, we still love you longer. Bubba says, oh, you good. Don't worry. Oak says, anyone who isn't subscribed to Logan on YouTube, sub right now. Huh?
Lest we all forget, Logan is an amazing guy. His humor is on point and never malicious. We are lucky to be part of his community. Have you ever seen a guy as heartfelt and sincere for real, Logan? Thank you for being a stand-up guy.
Thank you so much, Rukop. I kept waiting for that to turn like negative at some point. Even like the way that people would say is never malicious. But thank you, Rukop. You're awesome. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you for the beef longa TTS. I didn't even have time to finish my dinner. I still have a little bit of Ovaltine I need to drink. One thing I was not able to figure out how to do, I had said last time that I was going to try and set up a better PayPal donation link on here, and I couldn't get it to work. However, I was able to reactivate the Streamlabs tipping thing, but I don't know if that's going to kill my PayPal again. So it's there if people want to donate, because we are going to try and... Oh, crap. I didn't activate the discount thing. That's how behind I hang on, everybody. We're going to do the Hear Me Outs and all that good stuff coming up soon here. But I need to figure out how to go to subscriptions on my creator dashboard, and we're going to create a discount, I think, for everybody, if I can figure out how to do that. Subscription discount promotions beta. Okay, it's not even an alpha, it's such a beta. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to do it 35% off 5+ gifted subs. And we're going to have this last for 4 hours. Just in case we go a little bit long here. And start the discount. Yes, start my promo. All right, so that should be live now. So now if you wanted to like try and help raise funds for my computer upgrades, if you give 5 subs, you get 35% off, which is apparently, I hear, a lot. Okay, so let's get into things. Let's get into things. And sorry, YouTube, that only the Twitch chat is on screen here. Oh, and the Pin Master Crystal said Logan is in 3K subscribers on YouTube. I did it? Hang on. Did I make 3K on YouTube? Hang on, let me take a look. I guess, is that just from like a few of you here on Twitch popping over there? Hang on, I gotta take a look. It takes a minute to load up my dashboard here because everything is slow because I have so many windows and tabs and everything open. 3,001! How about that? Thank you so much. So it is a triple celebration. 1K on Twitch, 3K on YouTube, and my birthday. I'm not in the thousands. In my birthday. Oh, and another pin message. So thank you so much for that pin message written by Rukop. Pinned by Vera says, see, he cuts it Ovaltine because he knows it's not chocolate milk. No. That is a hill I will die on, Rukop. I am sorry. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with some stuff here. So for the Hear Me Outs. Oh my gosh, someone already gifted 5 subs. Oh, it was anonymous. Was it Babanon? Gifted a sub to Steinman, to Ray, to Bone, to Chaotic, and to Insomnia. Thank you so much. We're already at a level 2 hype train. Thank you so much, Babanon. Babanon, you're gonna almost single-handedly get me that. Well, no, not it. Oh no, both Oak and Astromka and was a Castle made some big donations. Oh, guess what? Guess what game I got gifted today on Steam? Somebody gifted me Peak. I hear that game is Peak. Anybody else here have Peak? Want to play Peak? Thank you so much, Batmanon! Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Woo, happy 3K. I already sent you 90% of my money, so I can't do anything. Cheers today, but I can send 10.
That's okay, you know, just being here matters even more. And thank you for the 10 bits. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Oak. And thank you, everybody. Thank you, Batmanon. Here's how we're doing the Hear Me Out, you guys. For every Hear Me Out that we had listed, I've created a Hear Me Out name tag. Hello, my Hear Me Out is. And so we're going to be taking a look at that. But before we even get into those name tags, you know how I've seen so many videos where people take Hear Me Out cakes. That's apparently like a thing, right? So I got a cake. And wait, what's this? 2 cakes? Why do we have 2 cakes for Hear Me Out nonsense? Well, the reason is because these are 2 different cakes. First cake is a Hear Me Out cake. And the second cake is an extemporaneous cake. Because, did you guys see this comic? I know I've mentioned it like 3 times on stream already. This comic that Ray made, which was so freaking cute. Which was like 1 or 2 days before my birthday. It was supposed to be me, because you can see because I have the bright blue eyes, and Mantis shopping for a cake. You can tell it's a baker because the swirly mustache. And I'm saying, 1K follower cake, please. And Mantis says, he hit 1K followers. And then I say, have it say Logan and Mantis. You say, oh, but what the... Why? Thank you, Hidden Hand. I'm being good. I'm being on task. I will read some chat in a minute. It says, oh, but what about extemporaneous? Go, oh my gosh, I can't believe we forgot. Man says, put extemp in there too. Can you draw him too? You can take our names off if you need space. I say, extemporaneous is our friend. I love how cute this is. It says, good, great. Oh, just perfect. We love extemporaneousness one. So that's what this is. We have 2 cakes. Because here's the thing, a lot of the hear me outs we got, some of them are traditional hear me outs, which I always think of a hear me out as, here is someone that is not conventionally attractive, not conventionally cute, but I like nonetheless. That's why you have to say hear me out. Because if the person's attractive, you don't have to say hear me out. So that'll go in the hear me out cake. And any of y'all's hear me outs that are just attractive, extemporaneous gets them, all of them. Now, some of them are like aged weird and different, so I don't know how they work, so I'll trust extemporaneous' judgment because I don't know how old extemporaneous is. So extemporaneous gets all of the attractive ones, and oh, Vero just gifted 5 subs! Thank you so much, Vero! The subs are to Rukov, to Rai 23, to Hidden Hand, to Moro Prisionero 27, and to So Sweet Like That. Thank you so much, Vero. That just put us up to level 3, Hype Train. Do I need to read some more before we see our first Hear Me Out? We should do our first Hear Me Out. Thank you so much, Vero. Also, hope the lighting is okay. I turned more lights on for this to try and make myself look more clear since I'm bigger on the screen. Thank you, Vero! Vero, we love you. You're the best. Okay, oh, crap. Speaking of best deal forever, it's a commercial on Spotify because I don't have Spotify Premium. Okay, so we're going to do our very first Hear Me Out. So these are all submitted anonymously. I don't know who wrote them, except for the people who was pretty obvious. So here's the first one. It says, My Hero Academia and anime in general has ruined my taste in women. I desire to have a woman with muscles now who is also a bad A. I had to censor that. I had to censor that a little bit. Yeah, I hope that's okay. So that is the first Hear Me Out. So I interpreted that, I think, as most reasonable people would. To mean specifically, well, let me make sure. Here we go. Oh, why is this not? Hang on. Why is it not showing up? Hey, hang on. Oh, I got to click this here. Ha! I had to click to make it visible. So I interpret that to mean Mirko from My Hero Academia. So watch this. We're going to put it in the cake. See, it even like squishes down into it. So the first... Wait. Hang on, though. Mirko is conventionally attractive. Extemporaneous gets Mirko. So there is the first of Extemporaneous's harem that is happening. Oh, dang. Is Spotify pausing the ads when I mute them? Because like ads are still going on. Why are ads still happening? Okay, there we go. Ads are done. So that is the first one, is Mirko from My Hero Academia. And let me read some comments in the chat now. And thank you again for the 10 gifted subs, both Batmanon and Vero. I really appreciate it. We've got 2.5 more minutes on the hype train. If anybody wants to, like, come aboard, choo-choo. Let's read some more here. Vero says, I'm the opposite of chat. Tahika, and I say we hate Logan. TAHC, I don't even know what that means. I'm so confused. Why do you hate me, Vero? We love you. Hidden Hand says, Nor said if we play Gartic Phone tonight, Logan will be my favorite person on this planet. Here's the thing, I was initially thinking if we run out of time for everything else, we may do Gartic Phone. I don't know if we're gonna run out of time. There are so many things tonight.
How much did you have to pay to be able to put the toothpick in the cake?
Oh, man.
It's insane.
I know, it's crazy. I had to spend precious moments of my life that I'll never have back, which cost more than money. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. Huh?
Read chat backwards.
Read chat backwards. Oh, you're the opposite of chat. You are Tahuka, because that's chat backwards. Oh, I get it now. Hey, that's great. Oh, and I also saw like here on the overlay, right below me on screen that the wish list thing came up. Guess what? Somebody bought me something from the wish list. I'll wait to say what it is because it'll take like a few days to get here. So it wasn't here for today, but I got a notification the other day. Somebody bought me something on the wish list. But yeah, so Nora, if we do run out of things to do, we might do some Gardic phone, but I don't know if we're gonna Rukov with the pin message. Do you mean run out of time or run out of things to do? Run out of things to do and still have time. That's when we would do Gardic phone, I think. I gotta read some more, both on Twitch and on YouTube. Nora's, I already read that from Nora. Crystal says, Nar! Oak said, Logan looks so weirdly high definition. Well, you know what it is? It's when I turn on more lights. I think my web camera does better in highlight settings, I think. Maybe. Hidden Hand says, oh, yo. Cypher says, hello, how you doing, Cypher? Crystal says, nah, he just big. Nora said, oh, yeah, I forget I'm Celeste. Crystal says, oh, I'm Kaede. Oak says, I'm Mondo because I'm awesome like that. Vero said, cute thumbnail you used for the YouTube live. Oh, thank you, Vero. Cypher says, I randomly found my old streamer boss back into streaming because I randomly ran into him on a game of Valorant. Nice. Less than 30 seconds left on the hype train, by the way. Thank you all for the hype train. Well, I hope that works out well for you, Cypher, and you guys have fun. Let me read some more over on YouTube also. Oh, crap, I gotta scroll up. See, Toshi says, Logan is a streamer who doesn't waste time reading comments. Oh, never. Jack says he's a yappy streamer who occasionally plays games. Oh, we're not even playing any games tonight, though. Valtube says, Toshi, the reason Logan is a streamer is because he read her all the comments. Toshi said, can't agree more. Dermot says, hi, Twitch chat. Jack says, yeah, 3K, congratulations, Logan. Oh, and the hype train is concluded. Thank you so much for the hype train. Let's see what emote is. It looks like a magical girl saluting, but when she's far away, her eyes are small, then they get bigger. So I'm gonna go ahead and share that. Thank you again for the hype train for the 10 gifted subs. That's gonna help a lot. It's gonna go a long way toward the upgrades. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. That's like $30 right there. Jack says, yeah, 3K, congratulations, Logan. Jack says, you deserve it. Thank you so much. Dermo says, I may have gotten my sister and mother to subscribe with their accounts. Thank you, Dermo. I really appreciate that. Chris says, yay, 3K. Wait, no, not 3KKK, 3K, but a bunch of Ks. It's not KKK. That's bad. But Dermo, thank you very much for that. You might have been the one who put me over the top then. Dermo says, worth it. Toshi says, congratulations on 3K. Chris says, my hear me out is, I would rather not say. I'll delete the link once Logan tries to catch up here, laughing. Okay, so we got to do next hear me out. So the first one went straight to extemporaneous. So that means we gotta check out our next one. So we gotta bring the badge back up. Next hear me out is, hear me out, Giovanni Potage from Epithet Erased. I have never seen or read that. I've seen some artwork from it before. The art style looks very cool. So I had to look up who this was, and we had to grab this toothpick as well, because they're all on toothpicks. And this one is another kind of conventionally attractive looking guy. He's got kind of a roguish grin, some chin scruff. I have no idea what extemporaneous is into, the guys or the gals, but he gets both a guy and a gal now for his harem, his equal opportunity harem. So Epithet Erased. Has anybody in chat played that? Anybody can tell me if it's good? Next one is, oh, come on, you got to advance. I hit the wrong button. There we go. Says, forgive me, Logan, for I have oopsied. Test, is this still accepting? Homo Geluzo from Metaphor and Sea Horror Homo Sabar. Ah, my camera died. Crap, is everything dead? Is everything dying? I feel like everything just crashed. Am I still live? Did my stream crash? Am I still live? Can you guys hear me? Okay, you guys can hear me. The music has also stopped. Like, everything on my end is frozen. I might have to close out some things. We might have to close out, like, stream avatars or something like that. Boba says, we still alive. Okay, I am going to have to close out some things that are maybe using up extra RAM. Stream avatars is not responding, so I'm going to have to exit out of that, I think. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll just read some chat while I'm frozen. I can't even see the live stream on my end. Cyber says, or rather, yes, end process of stream avatars. Thank you very much, Windows. I appreciate that. Crystal says, I miss our avatars walking around. I'm sorry that I just had to get rid of them. Hidden Hand says, wow, I like my avatar thing down there. Darn, everybody's commenting on it, and that's what I'm having to close out of. Quickity says, howdy, I'm free from P5X. I still haven't 100% of the first palace, though. Are you enjoying it? Bumbo said, never wait in line. Bad weather is sometimes necessary, and it is possible to never wait in line. Means that the people in front will get theirs quicker as well. See, Bumbo, I like the way you think. Nora said, I'm not even in the basement. I just wander around the vents, as you all know. Well, once we catch you, then we'll put you back in the basement. Cypher says, Katie, you're going to love Palace 3-5. Castle, says Snake Castle. Did you hear what I said earlier? That somebody gifted me a thing on my throne wish list? Am I allowed to say who it is and thank that person publicly? I don't know how this works. Is this works? Can you guys still see me or hear me? Because everything is still not coming back online for me. Everything is still frozen. Oh, I'm back. Yes, TTS?
The hear me out was too strong.
Apparently, I think it might have been stream avatars. I think I just had too many things running at the same time. So let's continue with what we're doing here. So yes, this one was saying Homo Jaluzo from Metaphor and Sea Horror Homo Sabara, also Homo Margo. Homo Margo is the one I demand you hear me out the most. So these are, for those who didn't know, bosses in Metaphor Refantasio. And man, whoever did this, whoever submitted this, hear me out. If you like Homo Jaluzo, Homo Sabara, and Homo Margo, I'm starting to think you might be homosexual. It's a joke. It's a joke because they're humans, and so they start with that, and that's okay. We're gonna go ahead and add that one. So yeah. Let's take the next one, and we're gonna pop this on a toothpick as well. This one, you remember this guy? He was the guy with like the hands that were all tied up in the big metal helmet thing. That is not conventionally attractive, so we will go for a hear me out cake side. So that is our first one, a first hear me out of the night that is actually a hear me out. So yeah, there we are. And we're ready for the next one? I might have to refresh my stream on this end because I can't see where we're at. I hope I'm still going, and I hope y'all can still hear me. Next one. Hear me out. The Pokemon Graplocked. Oh my gosh, my camera just died again. What else do I have to close out? What else must I close out? Let me try closing this. I think it's like a Windows thing, to be totally honest. Because, like, I try to close a program and it just doesn't work. Well. I will just keep reading some chat while I wait for my system to work again. This is why I need upgrades on my computer. Let's see. Hidden Hand says Snake. Snake! Oak says, there's no doubt in my mind that everyone we will know exactly who submitted my Hear Me Outs. Some of them were pretty obvious. Quickity said, noted, I haven't started Palace 2 because I'm stubborn, lol. Norris the same here. Oak says, it's incredibly obvious. I might as well have signed my name. Eglin says, I'll sit here for a bit while I message a friend to see if they are free to game. Well, as long as you're able to be here, Eglin, I do appreciate that. Let me take a look over on YouTube real quick. See what I'm missing over there? Crystal says, I'm keeping it a secret to Logan until Logan tells me or Vero that the 15-minute chat time starts. Oh, that's going to be a little bit later. I was thinking we'll do that, give everybody time to make sure we're here, like do that third after the You Laugh, You Lose, or do you want to do it before the You Laugh, You Lose, Crystal? Vero says, if you make an ugly face, it'll fix the camera. All right, let me try and do that. Did it work? Did it work? Making the ugly face. Sorry that we're having technical difficulties, lurkers out there. We'll be back to normal soon, I hope. Maybe not. Maybe I just can't have music playing. Oh, I have a sinking feeling at Streamlabs. Not Streamlabs, excuse me, Spotify. I don't use Streamlabs anymore. Let's see how this works. Let's see if this goes for a while. Let me know if it all crashes again, okay? YouTube, I think we're back over there as well, hopefully. But yeah, Crystal, so is it okay if we do that after the You Laugh, You Lose, or do you want to do it sooner rather than later? Crystal says, oh no, the cam's broken. Toshi says, that's Eva lol. Crystal says, we still live. Dermot said, still live, just can't see you. Toshi says, yes, you're alive. We can hear you, just the camera. Crystal says, to hear me out, broke the stream. Also, hi, Toshi. Laughing. Toshi says, hi, Crystal. Crystal says, we can still hear you. Cam, broken heart. Toshi says, I'm dying with this camera. Laughing. Dermot says, I was only a matter of time before Pokemon got brought up. Yes, but you know what? At least in terms of Pokemon human compatibility, this is not one that is the most compatible of all the Pokemon. So let's see. I didn't even know what Pokemon this was because there's a lot I don't know. So that seems like, I mean, he is mysterious and almost ninja-like. And he's got tentacles, which I hear that anime fans dig, but I think he's unconventionally attractive. Oh, I just realized the toothpicks are sticking through the bottom of the cake. That's gonna leak cake all over the ground. Oh well, so there he is, graplocked. And now we'll go on to the next one. Next, hear me out. Forgive me, Logan, for I have oopsied. My hear me out is Knuckles' shoes. Yes, Knuckles from Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. I'm glad there's the clarification there. I might have gotten confused and thought it was like Cap'n Knuckles from The Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack. But this is like one of my favorite hear me outs because it's so ridiculous. Well, unless this is like a foot fetish thing, in which case that'd be gross. But I assume it's just the absurdity stuff. Maybe somebody just really likes them shoes because it doesn't need to be the feet in them. So here we are. There is Knuckles' shoes, just one of them. So there, we'll put that in there. Are we still stable? Can I read some more in the chat? Have a sip of my Ovaltine. So we've already covered quite the gamut. We're not even like close to, we're not even like a quarter of the way through these hear me outs. We've got Pokemon. We've got shoes. We've got homosexuality. Let's read some more in the chat. Cypher says, they're not out on global right now, so it doesn't matter, don't worry. Quika said, oh, nice to see my avatar is not dead this time. Sorry that I had to kill it. Nora says, well, one of them, there's no doubt it's me. Cypher said, most of my hear me outs are just conventionally attractive women. So then yours are gonna end up on the extemporaneous cake. Magpie says, caw, Magpie in the chat, what I miss? Who have the confessions been? Well, to recap, we've gotten muscular My Hero Academia women, some pink-haired dude that I've never met, a Homo Margot, a Pokemon, and a shoe. And a pin message just appeared from Queen Katie, pinned by Vero, said, Dear Logan, I only ask this, but am I allowed to share a hear me out clip from my own stream since I forgot to submit for this? I'm willing to shame myself there. I think that's fair. I would say let's wait until we're done so we can get all of these because then when I can clear out these assets and then we can bring up the clip viewer, because I can't remember if I put the clip viewer on top of this or not. But yes, I think we can. Warning, there are about 28, 29 of these hear me outs that were submitted. Quite a lot. But thank you for the pin message. I appreciate that. But yes, Magpie, so you haven't missed much. We're a half hour into stream already somehow. You haven't missed much. Oak says, hey, Logan, did you know what is chill and lo-fi in DMCA safe? Nimbus by Oak DLL. Is that on Spotify as well? Can I add that to the playlist here? It probably is, right? Oak says, I keep forgetting it thinks I'm a website. There's Rukov with the TTS earlier. Crystal says the DMCA link was not yours, laughing. Rukov says, Crystal. Quigata says, oh wait, is the Hear Me Out still open? I forgot to post one. It is not because I had to create these toothpicks, unfortunately. I'm sorry. So, and that was what I spent most of the afternoon scrambling to do. It took so much longer than I expected. Next one! Oh, what? Who, ha?
It is actually on Spotify and I made it DMCA safe.
Okay, awesome. So how about this? Pay attention if we loop around and start hearing the same music because this playlist probably won't last a full 3 hours. Then let's switch over to that one. Sound good? I think we should try that out. So thank you very much, Oak. And then we can all critique Oak's music. Thank you very much for the 10 bits. Speaking of Oak, speaking of, who could this possibly be? I have no idea. Hear me out. Hilda Hertz from AAI2, in parentheses, you know who this is. I don't know who that is. That could be anybody. It could be just anybody who happens to like Hilda Hertz. So, we got a toothpick for Hilda Hertz. There she is. There's Hilda Hertz. Squished down in there. She wasn't quite tall enough for the photograph, but I made sure to get her hair bun in. So there is Hilda Hertz. So she goes in the hear me out cake. All right, next one. Oop. Hear me out, Teddy in bear form. I feel like this one might be another Oak one. I'm not sure. So I made sure to find the most glamorous picture of Teddy I could possibly find, and that is this. That is deflated Teddy, because that's when he has washboard abs, because he can just like do sit-ups like nobody's business. So that is the Teddy in bear form. Let me read a couple more comments in chat, because I'm sure I'm already getting behind. We're a half hour into stream, and it's just been mostly technical difficulties already. Cyrus said, better hurry. Ray says, I think it was closed. Yeah, I closed it yesterday. I think I put a notification on Discord. I'm sorry. Queen said, oh man, I had an actual hear me out character too. Nora said, did you get the stuff to Longa? Crystal? Cyrus said, what the heck just happened to the stream? Chat. Rukov says, see, he called it Ovaltine because it is. It's chocolate. No, it's chocolate. I can't even read out loud such slander again. Chaotic said, when was the hear me out a thing? It's been the past 2 weeks, I think. We've been posting this stuff. Week and a half, 2 weeks, something like that. The links were up on Discord, and we had commands for them here in the chat. Vera says, oh my gosh, the chat is combined. Wait, is it? Hang on, is the chat window combined? Like this one here? Hang on, somebody over on YouTube write something. I want to see if it shows up here. Or maybe it just like periodically does it, because I saw it every now and then it was like refreshing. That's so cool. I need to see if it's combined. Okay, so Dermo just wrote something. Oh, look at that, it is! Hey, oh, that's awesome. I didn't even know it was doing that. That is so cool. Hey, okay, thank you, Vera, for pointing that out. That makes me happy. Oh, that's why you were saying earlier over there, someone was saying, was it Toshi? Someone was saying hi, Twitch chat? You can see it over there. That is so cool. I mean, I totally did that on purpose. That was really intentional, right? Oak says, oh crap, it is. Hey, YouTube. Crystal says, oh my gosh, Vera, can you pin? Magpie says, I watched the Superman movie today. No spoilers. None of it made me angry. Just a fun popcorn flick, and that's all I ask. A nice Superman movie that doesn't do Soups a disservice. I've heard good things about it. Like most of the things I've heard have made me want to see it. I'm not like super excited. I might just wait for it to like come out on streaming or home or something like that. I mean, if some girl wanted to go with me, I would not be opposed to that. But I'm glad you enjoyed it, Magpie. Vera said, hey, YouTube, we exist. Nora said, same bro, and I actually came up with one. It was already closed. Mercury says, hi, how you doing, Mercury? Oak says, look at my awesome pink badge. Vera said, yep. Quickita says, oh, pog. Hello, YouTube peepos. Nora says, hey, YouTube. Cypher with some emotes there. Let me take a look over on YouTube and read some out loud on the YouTube. Let's see. Crystal posted the link tree and then says, let's do it after you laugh, you lose. Says, it did not work, Logan. Is Spotify the problem, perchance? We're stabbing the cake. Derma says, why does it have metal Lego on his shoe? I don't know. In case he wants to build Lego stuff and he doesn't have like a thing to put and then, you know what it's like? Well, have you seen where people have like Crocs and they'll put little charms attached to the holes? That's what Knuckles does. Just attaches Legos and builds. He's just got a kind of an obsession there. Toshi says, one shoe assuming it's a monogamous relationship. Derma says, Lego on a shoe make him immune to footsie. Ooh. Oh, because if you do it, it's like stepping on a Lego. Krista says, the shoe is crazy, hear me out. It is, like that was a good hear me out. Krista says, wow. Derma says, yes, it is. Krista says, really, oh my gosh, it is. Twitch. Toshi says, wow. Derma says, segregation has ended. Twitch and YouTube can now be united. Toshi said, technology. Krista laughing says, we're finally one. Okay, with the
I'm so sad I only found the funniest Transformers videos that fit the category after submissions were closed.
Oh, I'm sorry. There were a few, about 5 or 6 videos that were submitted that I think Crystal said didn't follow the DMCA safe rules. So we won't be able to do all the videos. We'll do as many of those as we can soon. But thank you so much for the 11 bits. Hey, there was an extra bit in there. I got an extra penny. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I think Vero's hear me out might also be a little bit easy to figure out, but let's see. Okay. So we just got hear me out, Teddy in bear form. Hear me out, the chord progression, B minor to F sharp minor 7 to G to G A Even better if syncopated, holding each chord for 1.5-1.5-5-1.5-1.5-5 beats. I'm a huge sucker for minor chords. No! Whoever submitted this, hear me out, is into minors. But then, or unless the person who submitted it is a minor, then that's fine. Then don't go for like adults because it's just bad both ways. But if you're not, if you're an adult and you're into minor chords, we do not cotton to that in this community. It says, especially F sharp. It said major or minor. I don't know. And I feel like this chord progression balances intrigue and resolution, full of depth yet accessible. It's versatile too. It can be played in an energetic or mellow tone. Would 110% date if this was a physical object. So there you go. There is whatever that is. I really actually.
Logan looks like a high school girl being really excited about an extra penny. Actually, is it just because penny?
Penny nickels. Oh, you gave an extra penny too. Oh. Thank you very much. Oh, and Spotify is doing commercials again. I gotta mute Spotify's commercials. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you for the 11 bits. Okay, I don't know what that chord progression looks like. So I just did a, wait, why is this not? There we go. I just looked it up and I found this chart, which looks like it. So that's going to be the B minor chord progression in the cake. So there you go. There is your hear me out for that. Oh, wait, hang on. There's a pin message. I hope it's not a Rickroll. Oh, is that what the minor progression is? You know, we're no strangers to love. Well, it'd probably be the musical intro going into that. Could be. It could be. I don't know enough about music to be able to say one way or another. Let's see. Crystal says, Logan is in 3K subscribers on YouTube. But I repeat, 3K subscribers. Pin, please. Cypher says, yay. Oak says, woo. Huh?
F#M is minor. If it's a major chord, you just write F#.
Oh.
Also, if it's capitalized, it's a major chord. And if not, it's minor or diminished or augmented or suspended.
Oh, because like that makes sense. Like an uppercase lower. That makes me think you're the one who submitted this. Actually, I already assumed that because you're like a big music person. But thank you very much for the 19 bits to take it back around the number of bits you have to an even number. I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, so next one. Ready for the next hear me out? Huh?
I'm gonna go play that progression on the piano real fast, so we're gonna find out. I have to know.
Exist! I don't know if it's the one in the picture here, but the description of the text should say what it is. So thank you so much, Exist! It's been a little while. How are you? Thank you for the bits! Huh?
Okay, I did not submit that, but I get it.
Oh!
Those are some nice chords. I'm not that much of a music theory nerd. Boo.
I knew there was going to be a boo there. So thank you for the 10 bits, so maybe Exist submitted that. Well, huh?
I took a screenshot of it, no worries.
Okay, awesome. So we'll see what that is. So yeah, report back if it is a Rickroll or not. But thank you so much for the another 10 bits there, Exist. Thank you. Okay, so our next hear me out is Goth Femboys. That's it. Goth Femboys. That's it. All right, so here that's the next hear me out. So this is some Goth Femboys. There we go. I don't know, is that conventionally attractive or not? I feel like the goth look is a conventional tastes. So let's put that in extemporaneous. If extemporaneous wants some Goth Femboys, extemporaneous is getting some Goth Femboys. We are just a very generous community like that. Get the music coming back in the background. So guys, thank you again for helping me reach 3K in YouTube tonight. That was awesome. Some emotes from Crystal and Cypher. Nora said, you did it! Crystal says, yup. Hidden Hand says, yo. Nora said, you did it. Let's go, Logan. Let's go! And there was a gifted subs from Batmanon. Thank you again, Batmanon. Eglin said I was about to sub my alt YouTube, and I already was. Wait, what's your alt that you have, Eglin? Oh, alt YouTube. Alt YouTube. Sorry, I misread that as just alt account. Alt YouTube. Nora said, whoa. Oak says Batman. Cypher says 5. No way. Oak says already. Crystal says Batman on. Caddick says I was gifted. Nora said I can recognize those gifted subs anywhere. Boba says wow. Batman on. Hidden Hand says that a hype train. Nora says oh no, I'm lagging. Oak says I'm sorry, I can't participate in the hype train. Crystal says oh my gosh, peak. Queen Katie says Logan got peak. Crystal says Logan is peak. Queen Katie says truly is the peak stream. Let me take a look over on YouTube again. Let's see. Ray says, I wonder which nation will attack first. Dermot says about to strike a chord, and it's probably a minor. Was it Kendrick Lamar who did that about Drake, right? Crystal says, oh my gosh, minor chords lovers. 2E must cancel them. Dermot says, also, it's not a Rickroll. I wish it was. Okay, so we have had that confirmation. It is not a Rickroll. Let's take a look at our next. We are like almost a third of the way through these Hear Me Outs. So let's look at the next one. We already got Goth Femboys. Next is, and I don't know if this is saying Zeus or just exclaiming to Zeus, but then in all caps, give me muscular give me muscular woman, and my life is yours. I don't know if this is the same person who did Mirko earlier or not, but I decided that whoever it is clearly needs another muscular woman, and so you get Buff Natsuki from Doki Doki Literature Club, Buffsky. She goes into conventional attractive woman because Natsuki is amazing. So there we go. And with that, I think we have officially reached the 1/3 mark for all of these. All right, next one. In all caps, need me some of that Hulkenberger. Well, here's the thing. Since this person clearly said Hulkenberger, which is our headcanon name for Hulkenberg, but not Hulkenberg. I was like, well, I gotta be better safe than sorry. This might not actually be Hulkenberg. It might be Hulkenberger. So I Googled Hulkenberger, and all the results were for some guy named Nico Hulkenberger. So this is Nico Hulkenberger. So you need some of that. So you getting some of that. And he looks like a conventionally attractive fellow. So Nico Hulkenberger is gonna go right in there. Huh?
As far as I'm aware, it is just a pretty chord progression. While I did not send that Hear Me Out, I can understand the appeal.
So it wasn't you and it wasn't Oak. Now I'm really curious who did it, because that was like such an oddly specific music thing. It's exactly the type of stuff that I like seeing with Hear Me Out. Stuff that's, again, not just a conventionally attractive woman. So thank you, Exist, for doing the homework and checking that out. So I don't know who it was, who could possibly have been wanting some of that Hulkenberger. But I hope you are satisfied. I gotta lean back a bit more. I feel like I'm leaning too much toward the screen. I'm gonna finish off last of my Ovaltine ones. One sec. Okay. Ready for the next one? Let's do this. Let's go. Let's do the next one. Bring back up our name tag here. The next one is you, Logan. You, in all caps, are my Hear Me Out. Chat, I promise I did not write this one. I don't know who did. Some human actually wrote this. So, first of all, this is an example of another excellent Hear Me Out, because you're looking at someone who is not conventionally desirable, and for some reason are saying Hear Me Out. This Hear Me Out would be a very uphill battle. You'll probably have an easier time with the shoe and the chord progression. And if somebody actually did write this, and if you're a girl and single and like age appropriate and all that, yeah, DM me, please. DM me. Come on, please DM me. But I have no idea who that is. But like, let me know who you are if that's for real. But thank you very much for that one. So we gotta get the toothpick for that one. So I made sure to get the most flattering picture of me I could find, and that is this one from the emotes. And so that one goes into the Hear Me Out cake, because you really got to do a Hear Me Out on that. So there we go. There is the Hear Me Out of me, apparently. Let me read some more comments in the chat. Hidden Hand says, everyone say W Batman on. Is that how I spell it? Oh, that is. You got it right. Nora said, I reset, and now I'm in ad hack. Quickita said, man, feels weird seeing a bigger Logan on stream. I'm a normal-sized human, you know. I'm 6 foot tall, about 165 pounds. Nora says, oh no. Oak says, oh, this is amazing. Hidden Hand says, what the? Vera says, 2 cakes. I'm just at the point where we brought out 2 cakes. Pin message by Cyber says, I wrote Logan down. I'll admit, I'm very much a man, very much under 18. I'm sorry. Well.
Logan, for any other picture of yourself I would understand putting it in the hear me out section, but that image is so gorgeous you need to put it in extemps cake.
And you know, thank you very much for the 10 bits and for the flattery. I appreciate that. And we saw in real time all my hopes come shattering down. Just when I thought maybe there's a girl out there that's into me. Nope. Actually, this is one of the things why I never get like guys who turn into weird creepo sex pests on stream because you always hear that about like Redditors and Discord mods and YouTubers and things like that. I feel like if someone tried flirting with me, I would just assume this is not actually a girl, this is not someone who's single, this is not someone who's age appropriate, like, because it never is. It never is. But thank you for at least getting my hopes up briefly, Cypher.
Logan, your self-deprecation stopped you from the funniest opportunity to move your cam over to the cake.
Oh, that would have been good! I didn't even think of that. Oh, that would have been so good. Thank you, Vero. But yeah, I had to go with self-deprecation. But sadly, there's a missed opportunity. I don't have a toothpick ready to attach to my cam. But that would have been really good. Vero, where were you when I was preparing this? Why were you not here in my room over my shoulder saying, hey, Logan, this is what you should totally do instead? Oh, but thank you very much for the 10 bits. I appreciate that. All right, let's do our next one. Next one here. After that is Pearl and Marina from Splatoon. Okay, Pearl and Marina from Splatoon. So let's go ahead and load the two. This is a twofer that we get. So here they are. Oh, why is it not? Oh, now Streamlabs is freezing. Oh, please, Streamlabs, don't crash. Don't crash, Streamlabs. Well, Streamlabs is not cooperating. So while I wait to see if my stream is going to die completely, in fact, Marco, can you guys tell me if I'm still live? Everything's dying. Everything is dying. Marco. Can you guys still see the stream and everything? I'll just read some in the chat. Oh, Eglin with a pin message saying Polo, huh?
Bonk. Because if you're not attractive, then I'm not attractive, and I refuse to accept this about myself.
Thank you for the 100 bits, Castle! Hang on, does that mean that you look exactly like me? Do you look just like me, and that's why that if I was unattractive, you'd be unattractive? I assume you're a very attractive person, because if nothing else, I find your commentary in chat attractive, and your generosity. And I'm just gonna tell you guys, it was Castle who gifted me something off my throne list. 2 somethings. I saw that and I didn't have time to send you a message because I wanted to like send you a DM like personally thanking you, Castle. But thank you so much. So I do have something on the way from Castle that I'll be receiving, and I will open on stream when it gets here. It may take a few days, but thank you so much for the 100 bits, Castle. And yes, everybody, let Castle know that you are attractive as well, Castle. I assume. I conclude. I know that. Okay, here's Pearl and Marina. I look for because they are like they're designed to be attractive characters. They're not like, inappropriately attractive, but they're like cute characters. People seem to like the Splatoons. So there you go. The extemporaneous gets both of them. All right, so next one. Where are we at? That was, we're still not quite halfway through these.
Wait, did I miss us hearing out about Natsuki?
Well, Buff Natsuki was there. That was just because we had a second desire for muscular women, and we already did Mirko for My Hero Academia, so we had to put Natsuki in there. Nobody actually heard me out on Natsuki, nor should you have to, because Natsuki is best girl from Doki Doki Literature Club. A hear me out would be completely unnecessary for her. But thank you very much for the 10 bits, Vero. I appreciate it. Next one! Tai Takemi Nuff said. Nuff said, indeed. Let's go ahead and move to Cammy over. This is going to be another one for Extemporaneous's cake. Because Takemi was really cute. I'm not a big fan of the whole doctor experiment thing and needles. I don't like needles. I don't know why that's a thing in Japan. Like they'll have nurses with big needles. I guess it's because the needle is supposed to be a phallic sort of symbol. But I don't like needles at all. But here's the thing. If Joker had been a grown adult, I would have been very tempted to choose Takemi as the romance option for him. Because she's just, all the doctor stuff and experiments aside, she was just cool. She had a very cool vibe to her. I like Takemi. I should read some more comments in the chat, by the way. Ray says, oh my gosh, I can't wait to see mine on the cake. Nora said, let's go. Vera said, the Extemp cake is real. Crystal says, Extemp comic cake. Oak says, heck yeah, Extemp gets cake. I hope Extemporaneous is able to see this eventually. With the lurk at the beginning. Make sure to let Extemporaneous know about this, you guys. Ray says, let's go Extemp cake. Crystal says, does this affect the lore? Oak says, it does now. Hidden Hand says, I don't know why I did that upside down face. And there's where Vero gifted 5 subs. Thank you so much again, Vero. I really, really appreciate that. Oak says, Vero. Rukov says, thanks for the gift sub. Nora says, holy crap. Oak says, what? Ray says, let's go Vero. Crystal said, W Vero. Hidden Hand says, Vero W. Vero said, gotta level up when you least expect it. Nora said, common Vero W. Hidden Hand says, let's go. And Ray says, Extemp pulls everyone. That's accurate. Indeed. Let's take a look over at the YouTube chat real quick. Crap, where did I leave off? Where did I leave off? There we go. Crystal says, I was also trying to subscribe on my YouTube alt, but I am already subscribed. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you all for your support. It's really, really appreciated. Especially since ever I slowed down a little bit with posting, the speed of my new subs has slowed.
Fun fact. It's because the mixture of feelings where you think the adrenaline fear into heart racing and love. I lied. I don't really know why if you say fun fact it'll always be believed.
You know, I have heard stuff like that before. I remember a long time ago I heard, and this is probably just like some theory that somebody made up, that like a real good date to emotionally bond you with your partner or your date, I don't know, maybe not partners yet, is to go see like a scary movie because yeah, the adrenaline can kind of trick your brain into thinking it's the same thing as like the excitement of being with the person, which seems a little underhanded if you're trying to trick the person into liking you, but then again, I guess all's fair in love and war. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. I appreciate that. Let's see. Derma says F sharp, G sharp, G sharp, all the stuff is a Rickroll. Oh, when you list it as a Rickroll, I know I use it to annoy my friends with all the time. Nice. Crystal says, not Puff Notsky laughing. Toshi says, those pictures are wild. Crystal says, who said this? Toshi said, finally a date for Logan. Oh, we should have known it was too good to be true, Toshi. Too good to be true. Because you know what you should do? If anyone out there ever does have like either me or like any other male streamer that you are into, if you're like a girl, all you gotta do is just like send a DM and do the thing from the first Spider-Verse movie, just like, hey, like that. Yeah, just go like, hey. Or like if that hear me out had been real, all you'd have to do is DM and go, hey, hear me out. And then it's like, it's flirty, it's fun. But no, sadly, no date for me, Toshi. Derma said, they got a point though. Jack says, have some self-respect, Logan. Oh, I lost all that a long time ago, but I will pretend to have some self-respect. Crystal says, great picture. Derma says, oh my gosh, the chord progression should have used a 6/9 chord. Nice. Toshi said you should put it in the Extemp cake though. Yes, you're live.
About money.
Hang on, that's more advertisements. I'm not caught up on YouTube, but we need to move forward and do another one of these Would You Rathers, because we're not, or not Would You Rather, a Hear Me Out, because we are getting behind. So next one after this is Hear Me Out on Blackfire from Teen Titans, the original, not Go, because golly, she's pretty. I'd be fine with her taking over the world and trying to kill me, TBH. Somebody likes that Blackfire. I feel like, though, once again, this is another one of those cases where it's like, oh, hang on, what happened there? Wait, how did that toothpick move on top of the... What just happened? Hang on. I think my Streamlabs kind of skipped for a second. I gotta move this back down into the cake. Go back into the cake, toothpick. Hang on. There you go. Hang on. Hang on, this is gonna annoy me if I can't get it right to the right spot it's at. Toothpick. How did you even get out of your place, Toothpick? Takemi cannot be contained by norms and things like that. Okay, so what was this one again? It was Blackfire from Teen Titans Go. No, not Go, Teen Titans. I'm one of the few people out there, I think, who actually likes both versions. I like Go and Teen Titans. So this one, she is once again conventionally attractive. So she goes, sorry, I couldn't find a better picture of her. But there, I was kind of scrambling by the time I got to Blackfire. So there is Blackfire. All right, next one is, I don't have any hear me outs, so let me start explaining the story of Homestuck. Okay, so this person wants to explain the story of Homestuck. So that means we have a Homestuck hear me out, and we're going to put that in the hear me out cake over here. So Homestuck, as a concept, is not conventionally attractive, generally speaking. I'll read some more. Oh, hang on. Mods, pin this if you can. Written by Cypher, pinned by Vera, said, but Ty, Logan, Goth Femboys, Marine, and Pearl, and I still have like 5 to 10 more here. Watch the next one, be mine too. So you definitely have a type. You definitely have a type. So we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, like the whole entire cake is not just yours, but you know we're getting some interesting choices here. I need to open up my water now because I'm out of my Ovaltine from before. Let's see. Oak says, dang, bro, I should have saved my bits for today. Eglin says, I'm pretty sure the hear me out, I don't remember how many I put, have been on an actual hear me out cake before.
And then Logan. Boo.
Ah! Wait, type and then Logan? Type and then. Wait, I'm so... Oh, a type and then. Okay, because I was saying the Cypher has a type. Okay, sorry, it took me a second to realize. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. I appreciate it. Oh yeah, Cypher said me. Chat, am I a goth femboy? Chat, I don't want to be a goth femboy. I'm very concerned. But thank you very much for the 10 bits, Oak. I appreciate that. Let me take a look over on YouTube chat. Let's see. Trojan Frog. Hey, Logan. Insomnia is hitting again, but that means I can be here to celebrate. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I'm sorry you got insomnia, but it's good to see you. Dermot said, Takemi is best girl. I think of the grown-ups. Yes. Crystal says, hiya, Trojan. Jack says, Takemi is the true romance option. Princess for me. Crystal says, welcome in. Takemi, nah. Is awesome. Who's Takemine? Takemine? Is that a character from like Alien Stage or something? Trojan Frog said Crystal or Meowie or Yippee or yeah. Crystal says yeah, laughing. Huh?
I submitted 2 different submissions.
Ooh.
One is obvious, one isn't. And one I thought about putting but never did. It's the water crackle of your water bottle.
Every time I'm... That kind of, I feel like it crackles more when there's less water in it. So thank you very much for the 10 bits. Yes, one of them will be pretty obviously Vera, but I'm curious what the other one was. Feel free, if you guys want, on Discord, you can let everybody know which hear me outs were yours. You don't have to though, if you'd rather they remain anonymous. Let's see, what's going on? Crystal was saying Takemi wanted the spotlight. Jack says, she got it. Trojan Frog says, I only now noticed, why is there a BM9 chord in the background? Personally, I chose CADD9, but valid, because somebody wanted to hear me out on this. See, that's why you need to explain the hear me out, because it's not always immediately evident why someone would want that particular chord progression, I guess. All right, next one is, I keep wanting to say seam, because that's the word, is Sham. Because that's what you guys said. It's like the name Sean, but with an M. Sham from Deltarune. Hear me out. I would say so. I think that counts. I would say, though, that he is not conventionally attractive. So he will go in the hear me out cake. So yes. So there we go. Next one. Uno reverse card. You actually must give a confession now! Ha! Big open mouth face! Uno reverse card! Ha! Ha! Okay, Uno reverse card goes in. Hear me out. Cake. There we go. You know, actually, I was thinking about this. Because I was like, okay, Uno reverse, I should probably add one. The problem is, I feel like any of my choices, although I have a specific type, none of them are like, you gotta say, hear me out. Like, I like Gallica on Metaphor. I like Penny Nichols in Ace Attorney. I like Natsuki from Doki Doki Literature Club. Like, none of these are ones that you gotta say, hey, hear me out, hear me out. So last night, I kind of had some insomnia. I'm actually running on sleep deprivation because I don't think I actually fell asleep until probably about 5 a.m. last night. And then I had to be up at 8:30 for church today. So I'm not doing well in sleep. But I was racking my brain, laying there trying to think. And it was going through like every game we've played. And there'd be there's like George, the girl with the dye for a head in one shot. But like, she was cute, but I wasn't like, hear me out. And I was like, who would it be? There's Ponko. But again, I feel like I was kind of leaning into that for a bit more humor. I mean, she's adorable. And then I thought, okay, you know who I came up with? I came up with one. But this is also one that while not like totally not conventionally attractive, but still like drawn to be cute. And so like, okay, we'll go with this one. It's a game we haven't played yet. I don't know if I would even like this character's personality, but I think the character design is adorable for something that is clearly non-human. And so I looked up and I said, it was Goombella from Paper Mario 1000 Years Door. She's adorable. I don't know if I would actually like her as a person, but because I was Uno reversed and I had to come up with something, this was the best that I could come up with. So Goombella gets to join the cake. Let me read a couple more comments in the chat. Let's see, Hidden Hand with some emotes. Crystal says, it's canon that extemp is a mal. Oak says, nor that means extemp is stealing all your hear me out submissions. Crystal says, not the ad, laughing. Oak says, we love you, Vero. Vera said, mine is too obvious. Nora said, no, not redacted. They can't redact it from me. Oh, take redacted from me. Oak says, I think I already know who it is. Crystal said, that is extemp's woman's now. Cyber says, hey, Mirko is mine. Oak says, the budget. Crystal says, oh my gosh, can you put it in the cake? Cyber says, a lot of mine are going in the second one. Crystal says, we upgraded. Vera says, oh my gosh, the budget is real. Magpie says, should get Spirit City Lo-Fi Sessions so you can have lo-fi music with the ads. Pretty sure they specify it is stream safe too.
I vote we find Logan a woman to impregnate.
Within the bonds of holy matrimony. But thank you, Shadow, for the 10 bits. I was trying to like, who said that? That was a bold declaration. But thank you, Shadow. This is like, was it the third stream in a row? Maybe, I don't know if they've been in a row, but it's like the third time recently within the last week or so we've seen you. So good to be seeing you again. How are you doing? So, okay, let me read also on YouTube chat. Let's see. There's a lot of people arguing over Peeps. Derma says, my phone died, so I had to switch to device. So she said, you're emo tomboy. I am neither emo nor a tomboy. I don't know how that works. Crystal says, Takem mine. Oh, because Takemi is mine. I see what you did there, Crystal. Jack says, no, she's mine. Crystal says, nuh-uh. Dora said, no point fighting because she's mine. Crystal said, YouTube chat is having a civil war over Takemi. Jack says, for good reason. Derma says, we have been waged on over lesser things. Bone says, I look away for 2 seconds and Sham is there. Crazy. Trojan Frog does an exclamation there. Derma says, I feel like that's skipping a few steps. Maybe the whole staircase. Yeah, it was like that early Adventure Time season. You gotta go up the wizard steps. You gotta go up them one by one. But I mean, eventually, I'll eventually want to have kids. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, well, yeah, Magpie. So we're saying Spirit City Lo-Fi Sessions. Is there a link to that? Could you post that in the music channel on Discord to check out? So thank you for the recommendation. Bo says, boo, Spotify, boo. Vera said, just so messages won't go to the void. Nora said, he's going to take my redacted and give it to Extemp. Castle says, donate. Oh crap, there's no donate command. It's like a tipping thing. You do it with Streamlabs? Crap, I actually don't know how to do it. I know Gallup figured it out. Let's see. There's gotta be like a maybe tip. Maybe if you go like, let me try this command, tip. And that, nope, that didn't work. The Rukov, do you know how that works? Anybody? I tried creating, there was a thing that said you can create a paypal.me link, and I couldn't figure it out. Maybe I should, I don't know. If anybody wants to donate, I guess just DM me and I'll give you my private info. But thank you very much for the attempt there. Eglin said, I fear I may overshoot the bar on what classifies as a hear me out. Well, you didn't put the literal rope from Hat in Time in here. So I was a little bit disappointed. I didn't see that anywhere. Anyway, we're almost 2/3 of the way through all of the hear me outs. So we got to do the next one. We got to keep moving. The prosecutor badge is pretty attractive. If you made a human version, I would. I was going to try and like make it into a human version, but I ran out of time, sadly. So you just get the actual prosecutor badge. I was just gonna like attach a body to it, but I was in such a scramble to get ready. I didn't have time for it. So there's the prosecutor's badge. And with that, we are 2/3 of the way through the Hear Me Outs. And how much time have we already done? We've done over an hour. So actually we're doing good on time. We're right about perfectly on time, I think. Next one. Risei Kujikawa, keyboard slam reset, I love you. Huh?
Hey, Logan.
Hey!
Because it's your birthday, is there anything you'd like me to say in my Mokuba Kaiba impression? If not, that's cool. No pressure, but I thought I'd put the offer out.
What would we want Mokuba to say? I assume he'd probably be talking to Seto Kaiba. So Mokuba would probably be like, I don't know, big bro, that was kind of a b-hole move for you to tear up Yugi's grandfather's Blue Eyes White Dragon. Because that was. You don't have to use the word b-hole. You can say jerk move. But thank you so much. How are you doing, Disco? Good to see you. Thank you for the 10 bits. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. Oh, that's the wrong button. That's something for later. That's something for later. You're not supposed to see it. Forget that you saw that. I clicked the wrong button. That is something else that I don't even know if we'll have time to get to what that was. So there we go. Risei Kujikawa. That'll once again go to Extemporaneous. I still don't know how old Extemporaneous is. But there we go. Doing her favorite activity, staring at the light on the wall. Because that is what lovers arcana do. Next one. And we can't tell who this possibly was. Who that was screaming about Risei Kujikawa. My confession is that this place is really cool. And Logan's one of my favorite streamers. Thank you, whoever was. That's super nice of you. That's super sweet. Thank you. Oh, and also hear me out on Tom Nook. So okay, there we go. So we gotta hear me out in there. So I found a sexy shirtless Tom Nook for you. Look at that. He's just wearing his little Tanuki apron. There's some Tom Nook for you. And the two of you, you're gonna play Nookie together. That's a thing, right? I think that's a code for something. Logan, forgive me, for I have oopsied big time. My biggest hear me out is Von Trapp from Date Everything, parentheses, I'm so sorry, chat. So I am trying to go into Date Everything blind, so I made one exception that I looked up what this one character looks like. So this character's appearance won't be quite a surprise to me. But this is apparently Von Trapp. I guess he's a mouse trap. So clearly he goes into conventionally no, he's not. He's in here. Because especially with the I'm sorry chat. So that I assume he probably doesn't have a great personality. I'm sorry, little mousetrap man, for judging you. I gotta read some more in the chat though. Crystal said, yeah, we too excited. We should calm down. Yeah, I hope that like this is living up to what you guys want tonight. Because everybody was like acting like you're super excited for this. I'm like, crap, I think I overhyped this. I just wanted like a chill, fun time with friends. Wait, I won 5 from the jump catch game? Oh, that was when Stream Avatars was still on. Cyber says he's putting like all my hear me outs on the second cake. Vera said the words. Castle with a wish list command. Oh, I should have added my Amazon wish list that I made to that command. Vera said, not the chat in general. Okay, good. Rukov said, do you mean run out of time, run out of things to do? Vera said, thank gosh. Oak said, this is your fault for liking conventionally attractive people. Eglin said, I'm here for a little while longer because my friend's internet went out at the perfect Princey's worst time. Well, I'm gonna be honest, I kind of like that because it means we get to see you a little bit longer. Eglin says, I'm here for a while longer because my friend, oh, I read that. Queekita says, I wonder if it was a good thing if I didn't get to do my hear me out lol. Can't imagine if Logan would consider Sophia from Reverse 1999 attractive or not. I don't know who that is. I don't know them by names. I can't remember. I know that they got some weird things. They got like a literal apple and a lady with a camera for a head. Nora says, I hope we run out of things to do. Ray says, I'm Lucas because Lucas is cool. And there was the end of the hype train. Oak said, I would also like to say that I made a song around TTS Girl Lesson 3, but I made it too weird, so I probably won't send it. I'd still love to hear it. Cass said, hi, sorry. Hang on. Castle says, I'm sorry, did he say how to throw money directly his way? I tried to get it set up, but like, it wasn't working. I did get a thing where through Streamlabs, you can donate. I don't know how to do the command setup for it. That was a big pain. It was a big pain. Castle, if you want to donate money, send me a DM and I will give you like my personal PayPal account info or something like that to be able to send things. So yeah, just DM me. Castle, I'm sorry that I wasn't able to get it figured out in time for the stream. I'm sorry. I'm just not very good at this, but I really appreciate your kindness and your generosity. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, we got a few more of these we got to do still. Okay, I don't know who this could be. Transformers 1 Orion Pack. Don't attempt blindsiding me by putting G1. Also, D16 is a good hear me out. Somebody was very passionate about this, about a Transformers thing. By the way, Vero, were you there for our raid last stream, huh?
No worries, dude. You're doing a great job with this stream.
Thank you so much, Castle, and thank you for the 100 bits. But I'm serious. If you want to like donate other things, you don't want to be any of it going to Twitch Bezos or whatever, send me a DM on Discord. I'll give you whatever info that you need. I normally would try not to be so shameless about accepting donations, but I do need to make sure that I get this the upgrades taken care of. But you guys are all doing so good on like getting me there. I'm probably at this point. I don't know what percentage, but a good chunk of the percent of the way there. But thank you so much to the 100 bits, Castle. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. But yeah, Vera, were you here for the? No, it wasn't the raid. What was it? No, the two streams 2 nights ago. What was it? I don't know. We raided this girl who was also a Transformers fan. And so that was really cool. But I think Vero had already left, and it made me sad. I was like, oh, we got to share this Transformers love. But thank you very much for the 100 bits, Castle. I appreciate that. Okay, so here I made sure to get a nice picture of Orion Pax. And Orion Pax is conventionally attractive, so he goes right in there. So there is your Orion Pax, looking a little bit sad, with blue eyes. He's just big because he's a big guy. He's much bigger than us. He's much bigger than all of us. Let's see, are the commercials done on Spotify so I can unmute it? There we go. I don't even know if you guys can hear the background music very loud. It might be super, super quiet. Let's see, Nora said, Twitch closed on me and now I'm an ad heck for the 3rd time. Quigita said, Giovanni. Facts. Vera said, he didn't reel Giovanni wrong this time, huh?
I love this frame in particular, thank you.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm glad that you liked it. I thought about just having a zoom up on just the eyes, or just like one eye or something like that. But I'm like, I will have the face in there. So thank you, Vero. I'm glad you approved. See, I am sometimes nice to people. So thank you for the 10 bits. I appreciate it. And Vera said he didn't read Giovanni wrong this time. Well, after TikTok made fun of me so much. Oak says, oh yeah, smash. Quigita said, Logan, you should watch Epithet Erased. It's so good. That man is a loser, just like you.
Okay, I posted the demo of the Less Than 3 song on Discord.
Awesome!
Less than 3, less than 3, less than 3, boo.
Thank you very much. Sorry, I was getting too much into the groove of the song. I always forgot to be scared for the boo. But thank you so much for the 10 bits, Oak. I appreciate that. I'll make sure to look at that a little bit later on Discord. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, so Quiggy was saying that guy Giovanni is a loser just like me. So, yeah, I don't know how to take that, but okay. Thank you very much. Queen Katie Rukov says, gonna go hit the dream pinata. Good night. Chad Crystal, thanks again, and Vero, good night. Make sure to remind Logan who he is if he gets too frisky. Thank you very much, Rukov. Good night. Sleep well. If you can't sleep, feel free to come back. You're awesome. Nora said, bro, I'm going insane. I keep having to reload. Ray says, these pictures are so big. I know I should have made them smaller. I underestimated how much real estate they'd be taking up on the screen. Cyber says, we good. Hidden Hand says, we good. Bumba says, we still alive. Oak says, we're good, it's just camera. Magpie says, you're good, just your camera. Dead, lol. Nora said, I can't deal with this. Ray said, you can strike my avatar down, but it'll only come back 10 times stronger. Quigita said, very much enjoying the P5X so far. Also, everything is frozen. Cam is dead. Well, fortunately, after I closed stream avatars and like every other thing, it's doing well now, I guess. Let's keep going. We got just a few more of these hear me outs. So what's the next one? My hear me out is Scarecrow from Arkham Knight. I will not apologize. He has a very nice voice. This is another one of those where I'm pretty sure I know who this is. Somebody keeps mentioning liking Jonathan Crane a lot, but he is not what I would consider conventionally attractive, considering his face looks kind of like a rotting skull in Arkham Knight, but he does have an excellent voice. So there you go. Next one. Hear me out. Eri Hifshaman. I had to Google this, because at first I thought maybe this person had misspelled Ira, or however you say her name, from Don to Don. And so I'm like, well, she's conventionally attractive, okay. But no, that is not who came up. I Googled this person based on that spelling, and I got this, like a little lamp person with a broken bulb. So I almost put that in. No, that is not conventional. But there you go. So I don't know who that is or what that's from. But there you go. Somebody likes that. Next one. The fire extinguisher that caused Phoenix's amnesia. We're getting very specific here. The fire extinguisher that caused Phoenix's amnesia. So we have, there we go, a little toothpick with the literal fire extinguisher. Oh, Gallop! Rated with a party one! Gallop, welcome, welcome! How was your stream? Would somebody be so kind as to do a quick shout out for Gallop? This will give me an opportunity to have like a little sip of water. There we go.
I happen to be waiting for
and there's some waifus.
Who are you? Oh, for goodness sake, there you go.
And who are you? So Gallop, how was your stream? You were playing, Pretty Derby. Oh, did you guys hear? So I still haven't played Pretty Derby, but I keep seeing memes show up. Specifically memes about two of the horses. One of them is Gold something, who's just a super horse who's really good, but kind of a jerk. But the other one was like, Hara something or other. It's this pink-haired horse girl, and the real life horse never won a single race, but in Japan is like beloved because became like a kind of a symbol of the underdog who never gives up, who never wins but always tries her best. And I guess she's a retired horse, but I guess they had like an exhibition race just a day or two ago, a couple days ago, something like that. And she won. She won against other retired horses, so they're like out of shape. But she won her first race ever. And so it's like, that's delightful. That made me happy. I don't even play the game, and it made me happy. All right, so there's the fire extinguisher that gave Phoenix amnesia. I like how it was the fire extinguisher that did it. Not the guy who clobbered him over the head with it, but the fire extinguisher itself. And we're almost done with the Hear Me Outs. Hope you guys are enjoying these so far. Let's see. Nora said, Logan, did you give your boil water advisory to me? Because I'm in one now. Yes, I did. I sent all the bacteria to just wander over to the Midwest and just said, fine, Nora, somewhere, I don't know, just give it to her. Good to know that those bacteria did as they were supposed to. I'm sorry you got that, Nora. Oak said, we're back. Bumba says, oh, a face. Eglin said, he lives. Hidden Hand says, oh, we're so back. Sarva says, yay. Casa said, lol. You can talk about the throne donation, but you can probably tell it was supposed to be sent. You probably tell it was supposed to be sent later. Yes, it's gonna be coming, and I will open it up on stream. I'm very excited for it. I didn't know that it sends you like notifications when you get things. I thought it would just like show up and it'd be a surprise, but I'm very excited. Thank you again, Castle. Bubba says, unfortunately, our bodies are back in the void, but a worthy sacrifice. Oak says, amazing joke. Okay, you know what? You've convinced me. I would F the homo guys too. Cyber says, lol. Hidden Hand says, your webcam hates you. Vero says, huzzah. Crystal says, yes. Magpie says, Logan is low-key Superman coded. I will not elaborate. Is it that in my civilian identity I look kind of like a loser, but you feel like maybe in some way I could be cool? Maybe. Eglin says, gonna be so real, I forgot about that one. Oak said, maybe after you finish the Hear Me Out section, you can remove the sources from OBS. I will at the very least, well, I'll see what I can do. Hidden Hand said, that just happened to Snake. Queen Gaty says, out of context messages that only make sense for metaphor. Vera said, if you make an ugly face, it'll fix the camera. Hoping for the comedic timing on this. I was hoping for it too. I held that face for so long. Ray says, impossible. Vera said, dang it. Oak said, we are back. Hidden Hand says, you got trolled. You've been trolled. You should probably just fold. Ray says, what is going on with chat on the side? Eglin said, chat blew up for a sec there. It's done that a couple times. I don't know, maybe that's because of having both Twitch and YouTube. Speaking of YouTube, let me take a look over there and read some more. Bone says, oh gosh, I don't like that. Why does he have mouse ears in his haircut? Because he's a mouse trap, I think. Like literally. Derma says, it's the patchy hair which weirds me out. Crystal says, hi Bone. Trojan Frog says, if I still have a chance to add someone to the list, look up Yara L. Poof. You won't be disappointed. You know, I would normally do that, but I feel like opening other tabs might slow me down, so I'm gonna wait and I'll try to remember afterward. But I gotta wait until I've taken some of these assets down, I think, but thank you very much for the recommendation. Crystal says, the character is from Date Everything. He's a mousetrap. Toshi said, this stream is incredible. I never laughed this much in a long time. Oh, so it is going well. I'm glad. I honestly can't tell. It's so weird. I'm used to live performances, even after 4 years of streaming. I love the feedback of hearing laughter. I just have to trust that you guys are having a fun time. Bone says, yeah, horse victory, best victory. Shadow says, Logan, since I'm mod in Twitch, does that mean I can be one here? Possibly. I feel like in YouTube, though, I need to make sure that people aren't going to abuse their mod powers as much because I'm still trying to build it. Are you going to abuse your powers over there? Are you going to tell me to follow the wires and things like that? Wait, was that you, Shadow, or was that Electric? Who is it that was telling me to follow the wires? It's been so long since I played Cyberpunk. Am I getting my inside jokes mixed up? We should go with some more. We got just a couple more of these Hear Me Outs. In fact, the next one is a twofer. And so our final two are the same Hear Me Out. I have two Hear Me Out. King Bowser from Super Mario Bowser's Inside Story specifically, and Demon Ganon from Ocarina of Time. So, for these two, because he called it King Bowser, I'm like, I don't know if that's regular conventional Bowser or if that's like a unique form of Bowser from Bowser's Inside Story. So I Googled King Bowser, Bowser's Inside Story, just to be safe, and this is the picture I got. I got that picture. And that, I know that Bowser is a conventionally attractive fellow. So I'm sorry that we got to cover up Orion Pax, but like people do love that Bowser. So there is Bowser. And the other one, I took a little bit of a liberty with this because you did specify Ocarina of Time. But I will say that Piggy Wizard Ganon is my favorite type of Ganon. Ganondorf is great and all, but I love Piggy Wizard Ganon. And so I decided to find a lesser appreciated Piggy Wizard Ganon. And yeah, he's maybe not conventional, but he is delightful. So there he is, going in the Hear Me Out cake. And thus concludes our Hear Me Outs. So at this point, I think we should tally up how many each cake got, okay? So we have 29 total Hear Me Outs. We got to see if chat won or if extemporaneous won. So I'm going to remove them, and we need to keep a tally of who each of these go to. So the first one goes to Hear Me Out. Second one goes to extemporaneous. Third one was a Hear Me Out. Fourth, Hear Me Out. Fifth, Hear Me Out. That was an extemporaneous. Hear Me Out. Wait, did I put Tom Nook? Why did I put Tom Nook over there? Tom Nook, I'm sorry, you may be shirtless, but you are over here. And now I just lost count. Oh, why? Oh, that was by Bucky. Is Bucky here? Bucky, did you bring Doritos? Bucky. Hi, welcome. It's been a little while. How are you doing? I need to restore these. I lost count already. I'm not good. Oh, yeah, I'm just going to count one of them. I'm going to count extemporaneouses, and that'll tell me because the number to win is 15. If you get 15 or more, you win, okay? But thank you so much, Bucky. I will get back to chat in a second here. So that's 1 for extemporaneous. And 2 for extemporaneous. 3 for extemporaneous. Wow, there's a lot more unconventional than I remember. Okay, 4 for extemporaneous. 5 for extemporaneous. 6 for extemporaneous. 7 for extemporaneous. 8. 9. Uh-oh. 10, 11. Oh! So it was 18 from the Hear Me Out cake to 11 for extemporaneous. So chat wins, but extemporaneous still gets the delightful extemporaneous cake. So, thus concludes our Hear Me Out. So we can remove these labels, get rid of the cakes. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I learned a lot about y'all that I didn't know and probably should have never known. Pin message from Quick80 says, make Bowser and Ganon kiss. Well, I mean, I can't say no to goofy stuff, so we have to. We have to do that. So, they're the two of them. Ganon's gonna be the one who initiates. And Bowser's like, I don't know, my heart belongs to Peach, but this is so exciting.
I already scared Puzzles off with the less than 3 song. They wrote a message which appeared visibly frightened.
Should I be concerned about this? Thank you very much, Oak, for the 10 bits. I am looking forward to seeing it. So before we start the You Laugh, You Lose, let's read some more comments in the chat. I'm worried because I am going to need to open up a new tab for this. I hope it doesn't kill the stream. See, Eglin was saying chat blew up for a sec there. Quiggity said, of all Pokemon, it had to be the octopus one. Disco says, what is up? Cyrus says, the sky. Eglin said, gonna be real. Could have been a worse pick. Oak says, can we give the leaked cake to Beef Longa? Wait, the leaked cake? The leaked cake? Oh, no, that wasn't it. That wasn't a cake. That was for something else later on if we have time. We might not have time. Pin message written by Castle, pinned by Vera said, real question, does Bowsette go in Hear Me Out or Extemp? You know, probably extemporaneous because a lot of people were thirsting after Bowsette. I would personally consider that unconventional just due to the sheer concept of it. But a lot of people love that Bowsette. So I think that would go to an extemporaneous cake, personally, if I had to judge. But thank you very much for the pin message. I appreciate that. Let's see, Veer said, Lego shoes. Eglin said, on the Pokemon, not Knuckles' shoes. Magpie says, why you have Lego on his shoe? Ray said, shake my head. Oh, hang on. Gotta mute this. Let's see. Ray says, shake my head, kink shaming on LoganRobo's stream. Quiggity said, dear Logan, I only ask this, but I'm allowed to share. Oh yeah, you could share that now. Queen Katie. Let me know. I guess we'll just find it when we get to it. Disco says, my rat children are causing problems, but are they adorable? Oak said, the shoe is hot because of the Lego on it. Because of the Lego on it. Queen says, salute noted, Sir Logan. Disco says, they are chewing the walls. Bubble says, I do have one Hear Me Out, but did not submit it. I don't have shame. Is it okay if I put it in the chat? Yeah, everybody go for that. Queen Gita says, can't wait, Sir Logan, I'm a patient lady. Bubba says, I know it won't go on the cake. That's fine. Consequences for being late. Ray says, trans girl music pipeline. Vera says, boo, that's totally Oak. Oak says, I'll take it. Nora says, Nimbus is one of my favorite songs of all time. Fun fact, other than herself, I am statistically Oak's #1 fan. Queen Gita says, boy, I sure do wonder who could have been surely not somebody who made insane drawing of her. Vera's laughing. Oak says, I wonder who wrote that. Nora said, no idea who did that. Crystal says, wow, I wonder who did that. I wonder. Cyber says, isn't Teddy a child? The person who did that might also be, if it's who I think it is. Because some of the community members are also underage. And it's okay if underage people have crushes on underage people, I think, right? Because you don't want underage people like trying to date over age people. Something like that. Let's see, I gotta read some more over on YouTube. Oh, wait, there was a slow mode on YouTube for a second. I got to scroll up. Sea Shadow says, no, but now. Crystal says, I shall abuse my mod powers. No! I said abused at the end. Jack says, what sorcery? Crystal says, witchcraft. Trojan says, if you mod Eclipse Shadow, do you give me permission to abuse him? Toshi says, guys, I think we just got abused. Bone says, was that Knuckles' shoe? It was. Dura says, yes, we have a shoe as a Hear Me Out. Trojan says, remember, Yara El Pool. Okay, so I will look that up now because I got to open a thing anyway. Because many of these things we're going to be taking a look at are going to be in the Oh, Yarl! Oh, he's the Yarl Poof. He's the Star Wars guy with the really, really long neck. The Jedi that is like probably the most easily killable Jedi that you have ever seen in your entire life. So I do remember that character. So thank you very much for the reminder of that. Okay, so for our Hear Me Outs, let's see if wait, hang on. I got to see how I want to do this. Wait, no, that's not. Hang on, I gotta find where I put the this thing. Oh, hang on. I see what the problem is. Okay, let's see if we. No, that doesn't make it better. That makes it harder. There's the Jedi. Oh, speaking of Jedis, though, I got to show you guys something. I got to show you. This is totally unrelated to anything that we're doing here. I saw this picture posted online recently. It was a Star Wars thing. Look at the name of this character. Sierra Longa, Jedi Knight. Beef Longa has an ancestor who is a Jedi. So that's important. That's important for you to know, I think. Okay, hopefully this will work. I may have to switch over to use the clip viewer instead if this doesn't work, because that doesn't look like, yeah, this probably isn't gonna work. I'm gonna use a clip viewer instead. We're just gonna take over the clip viewer right now. It should just be here. There we go. And we're going to load up some of these you laugh, you lose. I got to update our text thing. Where is that text? Currently and next. We got to... currently is... You laugh, you lose. And... come on. There you go. Submitted by chat. Next, mystery segment, because that's going to be the thing that Crystal has been preparing for before, right? And let's just move this above the clip viewer so we'll be able to see the top of that. Okay, are you guys ready for some you laugh, you lose? I got to read a few more comments in the chat, though, and get the music going back again. Before we do that, before we move on. Let's see, Nora says, was this Atlantic? Oak says, what? No, I would never write Teddy. Vera said, shrug, he's a shadow. Cypher says, Diddy, is that you? Quigga said, yeah, minor shadow, nothing major. Crystal laughing. Oak said, I mean, Teddy is like 16, I think, but I'm 17. Vera said, boom. Nora said, Logan is entranced. Eglin says, oh, so that's why I saw messages on the screen, but not in chat. Hi, YouTube chat. Cypher says, Superman was amazing. Hashtag, the gun never misses. Quigga said, for real, that's how I feel when I have someone blocked, but someone mentions that person on stream, like question mark who? Disco says, hello, fellow chatters. Vera says, hi. Oak says, hey. Exist says, hey, people. Good to see you again, Exist. Oak says, hi. Nora says, yeah, it was one YouTube video and like 5 TikToks. Crystal says, what? Vera says, canceled. Nora said, this is so real, bro. Ray says, a minor. Exist says, Loki, I'm gonna go play this on the piano real quick. I need to hear this laughing. Vera said, hope it's not a Rickroll. Magpie says, be sure to tell us whatever song it is. Queen Gator says, lol, imagine. And Eglin says, Logan, if I could, I would lend my Spotify premium. Well, I appreciate the thought of it. I just don't think I listened to it enough to make it justified to spend the money. Vera said, getting food. Queen Gator said, man, whoever said goth femboys should play Date Everything. Crystal says, you know what? Real. Ray says, good answer, nephew. Crystal says, nightmare. Cypher says, as the person who wrote it, I already am, don't worry. Oak says, based, I suppose. Magpie says, I love how the clip has been going around for ages, the dancing goths. Nora said, I'm upset that Extemp is gonna steal Redacted from me. Magpie said, to be honest, I don't think those are goths, but I don't know enough about the subcultures. Oak says, yeah, that looks more emo-ish to me. Atlantic says, hey, Atlantic. Queen Gator said, honestly, though, punk for that. Ray says, good answer, Nefer. Nora says, Buffsky, let's go. Queen Gator said, question from the Zeus, hear me out. Which Zeus, the actual myth or a Zeus from media? Magpie says, I was hoping to be Sakura from Danganronpa. Oh, that would have been good. Oak said, Cyber, do you accept Buffsky as your lawful wedded wife? Eglin says, Zeus from Epic/J. Crystal says, wow, who did that? Crystal says, why Zeus when Hera? Cyber says, Hulkenberger was also me, as was the goth femboys. Oh, are you kidding? That wasn't Nora. I'm surprised because Nora loves her some Hulkenberger. Okay, I'm actually gonna turn the music off for this because we need to be able to hear the audio. So the rule is that we had Crystal and Nora went through all the links to make sure that they were DMCA safe. So hopefully these won't mess up my channel and get it deleted right after I finally hit 1,000 and destroyed everything. So here's how this works for you laugh, you lose for tonight. We're gonna go through all of them even if I do laugh, but I am going to genuinely do my best to not laugh. I am going to try my sincere hardest to just lock in and watch the video and not laugh. So if it makes me laugh, it is going to be like sincerely you won at that. So let's and we will be pausing every couple of videos just to make sure that I can read some more in the chat. But are you guys ready? Let's start up with our first video. See what this is. Oh, hang on. It's muted. I don't want it muted. You guys hear it okay?
A dragon never yields.
I appreciate the joke. That's how you hit Phoenix. That's how Phoenix gets in a car accident. Didn't expect Paula to say that. That's good! If I'm not laughing, it's not because it's not funny. I'm genuinely trying not to laugh. That was good. As soon as I saw the yield sign, I'm like, I get it. That was a good joke. That was a good joke. I appreciate it. All right, next one. This next one is technically a short, so I hope it'll work with the framing here because it'll probably be vertical.
10 numbers from 1 through 10.
Starting us off at number 10, it's number 7. At number 9, it's number 8. And at number 7, it's number 9. But look out, 7 at number 6, it's number 4. Quick recap, because number 9 was number 8, which you'll need to know the context for this next number because it's number 5 for number 4. And at number 4, it's number 2, but number 3 this week is also number 5. That's right, folks. There are 2 number 5s at number 6 and number 3. In your face, number 3, you didn't even make the top 10. And at number 2, it's number 1. So close one, but there can only be one number 1. And that one number at number 1 is number 5.
Oh, that was good. That is good. I love the absurdity of that one. But again, I am genuinely staying stone-faced here. I think the shorts just loop around, so we gotta go to the next one here.
Who are you?
Oh, it's Kingdom Hearts.
I'm what's left. Or maybe I'm all there ever was.
I meant your name.
That was good. That was good. I like that too. All right. Next up, we'll do one more, and then I'll pause for a minute to read chat. Actually, I don't know if I should. There's like a lot of these to go through. There's like 30 of these videos.
Look out, Gordon! Hotted boobs up ahead. It's big ones.
Reminds me of a good friend of mine's favorite joke. It was about what the... I won't use the word he says. I'll just say what the turned on ghost says. The ghost says, boobs! Because it's scary. It's scary. Okay. Next one. So far, so good. I am 4 for 4 on not laughing. This next one is a short as well, I think.
Aubrey, I'm gonna need you to breathe. I'm breathing now. I'm breathing just fine.
I recognize these voices.
Deep breath, Aubrey. Deep breath. Breathe with me.
Kel, do you just hyperventilate all the time? Is this just how you breathe?
You are not a secretary.
Are you trying to hypnotize me?
Basil is missing and we need to find him.
No, Aubrey, why are you joining in?
Oh my goodness, that's right. Aubrey,
that was
need you to breathe.
That was something. That was something.
I'm breathing now.
All right, next one here. Next one. Oh, hang on. Hang on. I gotta rewind here to the start. I recognize those voices though.
Man riding the... Is that a man riding a shrimp?
That is a man riding a shrimp. Wow. Man riding a shrimp. I should read some in the chat now. We should pause for a moment here. I'm doing well. I think I'm doing well so far. Let's get the music going back again. Eglin says, why Zeus when his brother... Nora says, I should have put a Hulkenberg. I love her. Krista said, which one? Death, raw, or water? Gulp, gulp. Eglin said, both / HJ, mainly the wet one. Magpie says, I like the unmixed Ovaltine. It crunch. Ray says, good answer, nephew. Krista says, someone is sipping on Logan. Nah. Oak says, who did it? Nora said, I think it was Logan. Castle said, cords were me. Unfortunately, as an adult, I am now banned from streams. JK.
You chuckled after the Nora video. Does it count?
No, it doesn't count. It has to be while it's going on. It has to be while it's going on. That is the rule, okay? So thank you very much for the 10 bits and for keeping me honest, okay? If I make it to the end of the video, then I win. You have to, the video has to do it to me in the video. Cause like, what if like later in the middle of the night, I'm thinking back to a video, it's like, that was funny, there was a guy in a shrimp, and then I can't retroactively lose, right? Magpie with some emotes. Cypher says, I wrote Logan down, I'll admit it. I'm very much a man and very much under 18, sorry. Mods, if you want to pin that because I want to see Logan's reaction to that. Castle said, would you like me to DM him in your place? Or is it funnier if he stays eternally single? I would prefer to not stay eternally single. I think it would be both happier and, let's say funnier. For me, it'd be hilarious if I Totally like found a girlfriend. Cypher said, also wrote down Goth Femboys and Hulkenberger. Cypher said, I am not a sex pest. What the F, Logan? Sorry, what the flip? Exist says, I can just never tell what the if people are flirting with me, lol. Vera says, got food. Krista says, you locked Vera in the basement. Vera said, the devil over your shoulder. A pin message by Castle says, his name is Knuckles. He doesn't chuckle during the video. All right, next one. Let's go ahead and pause the music again. Actually, I should read some, no, I should read some YouTube chat. I gotta, hang on. I gotta actually take this down though, because that's how I look at YouTube chat, is through the clip viewer. I gotta scroll up though. I gotta scroll up a bunch. I've been missing stuff here. So there was, Trojan says, you know what, maybe I should go to sleep. I have nightmares about Ganon and Bowser now. Bone says, and out of every issue, the one with a Lego on it. Krista says, the Knuckle Shoe. Bone says, all right, screw it, Blaze the cat. Nice. Trojan says, thank you for the bravery, Bone. Had to be said. Krista says, Blaze is amazing. Jack says, feel the weight of your sins. Bone says, I mean, Elizabeth from P3, but also she's not really that much of a hear me out. Elizabeth is traditionally attractive and delightful. She should never need excuses to like her. Krista says, Princess Blaze, hail. Jack says, Liz most certainly is not a hear me out. Any guy in their right mind would think so. Toshi says, the longa is real. Bone says, oh gosh, the lore. Krista says, mystery segment. Bone says, Logan reading chat sounds like the sped up side effects in drug commercials. I like that. I would love that job. Just to like say that, because usually what they do is they take out the spaces in between all the words and make it sound like you're going faster. I would love to just try and say it as fast as possible. Toshi said, my brain rotting. Bone says, Kingdom Hearts. Roxas, my boy. Krista says, hotted boobs. Krista said, the Nora clips laughing. Bone says, I have failed like half of these. Derma said, I aspire to be as excited as those men were about the shrimp riding man. Krista said, why did I read that as shrimp riding a man? Oh, instead of the shrimp riding. Okay. Well, we're ready for the next one. This one, I recognize what channel it's from, I think, from the URL. For some reason, the URL has the channel on this one. So let's pull it up and see what we got next.
It's true that I take a special interest in this case, but you've got a lot of nerve trying to extort the chief prosecutor to step down and prosecute for you. Highly irregular, to say the least. You interrupted my tea time.
Phoenix Wright will be defending.
Whoa, Edgeworth. I trust you've been well, right? I brought case files and wine.
That was good. That was real good. Fortunately, I'd already seen that video before, but that was very good. Just the case files and wine bit at the end. Nice. Okay, let's see. The next one was one that was DMCA'd, so we do got to skip that one. And let's watch another one here. And then I will read some more of the chat.
Teachers when they ask their students for help working a computer properly. In a world I do not know, I am not your teacher. You are mine. 2023 kids. It's just a truck. 2000s kids. And when I'm back in Chicago, I feel it. Optimus Prime and Ultra Magnus aren't technically brothers, but they are semi-related. What about this though? Want me to kill them? I never got a good look at how flabbergasted Mirage was by the way Stratosphere coughed up a plane part when you must have the glasses, but the stupid human just keeps telling you about the yard and his mum's temper. Did you know they have the same voice? Mind blown. Well, that's just Prime. Teacher, the 5 senses are sight, hearing, smell, touch, and taste. Me. I can hear pictures. You can't hear pictures. Me. Teachers when they ask their students for help working a computer properly.
I like the Transformers memes. In the Dreamwave universe, Optimus Prime and Ultra Magnus are brothers. Just saying.
Just a truck.
Sometimes happens.
Oh no. Don't move.
Okay, that one I don't know if you can see, but I had to stifle. I had to hold back a laugh on that one. That one was real good. Let's do one more. And then we will be back to the chat for a little bit. Oh, hi,
They put the that's just Prime joke but not Beast Wars footage? Boo.
Yeah. It's so scary. Thank you for the, that was Vero who did boo.
Follow the wire AS.
No, I'm done with Cyberpunk for now. I need to go back and finish that game. I never ended up beating that game. But thank you very much, Vero and Shadow, for the 10 bits each. Okay, one more.
The door is trying to open it. Shaped like a bee. What could that mean? Bug door.
Bug door. What'd you say?
I think those are glasses.
What are any of you saying?
Bah.
Yeah.
Bah.
Working on your phonics?
door is
I'm trying to open it.
shaped
Bah.
like a bee.
Oh, it loops around. Let's do one more so that I don't have to worry about looping.
Bug no.
Bah.
I think those are glasses.
Bah. Bah.
What are any of you saying?
Hang on, I gotta get the next link here. I feel like I have found my calling. I am very good at this. Of course, it's probably not as fun for you guys if I succeed the whole time, but I'm genuinely trying. That was good. That was good. I like that. I like that very much. All right, we should read some more in the chat. We should read some more in the chat. Actually, I'll leave that up while I'm reading the Twitch chat and then take it down when I go to the YouTube chat in just a second here. I get the music going back here again. Let's see. Vera said, got food. Crystal says, you locked Vera in the basement. Oh yeah, read that. Vera said, the devil over your shoulder. Oak said, took me like 3 months to realize my partner was flirting with me before we started dating. I feel like, okay, correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like these days, especially like guys, have a lot more to lose by mistaking being nice for flirting. Because like in the past, like, oh, I thought she was flirting. I gave it a shot. She shut me down. Oh, well, you know, the worst she can say is no. Now it's like, she'll post all about you online. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this guy thought that this and this is horrible and this is terrible. Look, here's the social media. You should look at this guy and terrible. And then before you know it, millions of people that you've never met hate you and think you're the worst, and you become a meme that follows you for the rest of your life. Eglin says, real. Nora said, I'm glad people don't flirt with me except for redacted. Ray says, so real. Cypher said, pin this. I wrote Logan Hulkenberg, Goth Fanboys, and this one. Vera said he spoiled one of his Hear Me Outs. Crystal says, Streamlabs, please cooperate. Vera says, hi, Natsuki. Oak says, Polo. Bubba says, Polo. Eglin says, Polo. Vera says, Polo. I'm so glad that the stream didn't die then. Queen says, Polo. Nora says, Polo. Same TBH. Vera says, huzzah. Cypher said, watch this next one be me too. Eglin says, yes. Vera says, aha. Eglin says, look at the fit on my girl, Rena. Slaying. Vera said, that's fair. Oak said, also, Logan, I hope you know you're legitimately conventionally attractive. It were completely disregard the lonely bit. I do feel like that's sometimes like a bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy. I didn't start that. In fact, I never even perpetuated that. I feel like that was certain other individuals that really pushed the lonely Logan thing as my brand. I'm just saying. Cypher says, oh my gosh, this was one too. Vera said, boo, that's not a hear me out. Exist says, real, I didn't think of that. Nora says, bro, how many did you do? Quigita said, BRB, I need to hunt food. Cypher said, a lot, like a lot, expect 5 to 10 more. Nora says, oh my gosh. Oak said, Nora will fall in love with Takemi when she plays P5. Exist says, the only real hear me out I would definitely have constituted late game spoilers for Persona 5 Royal, so I didn't send anything in, lol. Oh, okay. I have a guess as to who that might be then. Cypher says, if this next one is me too, bro. Says, call him Takemi, the way I pass out when I drink her liquids. Oak said, question mark. Magpie says, subs to Logan on YouTube, even though I'm on Twitch already. Thank you, Magpie. Nora said, that's wild. Cypher says, I should have said anything. Vera said, I just made that up. Made that up what? People do what? Oak says, you should watch Psyche K. Cypher said, mods, pin this if you can, but Ty, Logan both got Femboys, Marina, and Pearl, and I still have like 5 or 10 more. Watch this next one, be mine too. I don't know if that's something to brag about when if you've submitted that many. But let's take a look over at YouTube chat. Crap, where did I leave off? Dermo says, oh, I read that. Crystal says, what? And I read that. Bone says, Pro ZD. Crystal says, Edgeworth wants to write so bad. Dermot said, get ahead. Bye, chat. Good night, Dermo. Thank you for being here. It was so good to see you. Sleep well. Have a good rest of your night. Crystal said, bye-bye, Dermo. Bone Glove says, buh. And Crystal says, laughing. Okay. Let's do another one. Pause the music. And let's try and churn out a bunch of these because I am probably getting a little bit behind with these. Yeah, because we've crap. Okay, we're about halfway through the YouTube ones. I'm doing good so far. I'm doing so good. I'm proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself.
Someone messed with your curtains.
You wouldn't happen to know who did it, would you?
A strange voice again.
Would you? It was Puzzles.
Vero.
Puzzles! Where the fuck are you?
Oh, she's never gonna know it was me. Oh, hey, Mom. Someone messed with your curtains.
All right, next one.
The more I'm afraid you haven't realized it, but your words just now contradicts your testimony.
How could that be?
Take this! Do it. Use your awesome laser powers. Okay, seriously, I'm totally done with this shit. If you're gonna fire your lasers, I will fire my lasers. Do it. Shoot his laser down with your laser. Laser action, go!
I wish this had been a minigame.
The power! Such awesome demon power! Oh, I can barely... You cannot defeat my laser, Air Forehead. It holds the power of the ultimate prosecutor. Hey, that's me. Cool. Hey, I like this guy.
No, I will be.
I'm actually going to go back just because there's music in the background that I'm not sure if that's copyrighted or not.
You wouldn't happen to know.
But I was enjoying that, but I don't know if that might be copyrighted music that was playing. It sounded like it might be from something. So let's go on to the next one.
Naoto, did you fall asleep? I think they fell asleep.
Me.
You really shouldn't.
It's very
fall
believable
asleep in
snoring.
water. It's like real bad for you. You will drown.
Naoto's dead, guys. Sorry, can't go to the other side of the bath. I'd rather let you die than see a naked person.
Aaron.
You're dead to me.
Hi, Mom. Don't worry about it.
I'm voice acting a drowning person. She said drown quieter.
That was some dedication that you, Narukami, has to make sure to not see naked people.
I think they fell asleep.
Me.
All right, next one. Is this muted? Well, the volume's up. Maybe it's just a silent video here. You gotta watch. Back up and try again. Ask for help. Something so intelligent we aren't even allowed to. Crap. Okay, that one got me. That one got me. Holy crap, I lost. I finally lost. Okay, who submitted that one? Who submitted that one? Whoever submitted that one, you are one of the winners. There could be more winners. We got to keep going. We got to keep going. I did not expect that. Okay. We got to keep going, though. We got to keep going. There's more. There's more. Huh? What?
Let's go.
Oh, is that you exist? Did you submit that one? Well done. Well played. Thank you very much for the 10 bits, and congratulations. Let's watch one or two more, then I'll read some more in the chat, and then we'll be back. I need to lock back in here.
When the attacks and murders had disappeared, when the attacks and murders and disappearances, all. I can't. When the attacks.
That Byakuya is a funny guy. He's known for his sense of humor.
Yeah.
Next one. Hey, it's Futaba.
Whoa! Who are you?
I will say, by the way, Nora, that this might include some minor Persona 5 spoilers, so you might want to look away during this one. I mean, it'll only last like another 10 seconds.
I am the other you.
Oh, that is like Persona 4. I didn't even think. It took me a second. Took me a second there. All right. We got 2 more on YouTube, and then we have like a few that were submitted through like TikTok and things like that. All right, see the next one.
Excuse me, but could you please accompany me for a brief period? I'd like to hear more about what.
Period.
About. Yeah, me neither.
Is that what Naoto wants? Like, yeah, come with me. I'm just gonna have my period. I want to share that with you. I want you to enjoy my period. Just a brief period. It's gonna happen. Done. Naoto's very efficient like that.
I also would like not to.
It's like all at once. Like, all right, there's a uterine lining, all shed.
Period. I'd like to hear more about what.
Period.
All right, one more. One more here.
About. Yeah, me neither.
Now, your mom has a dog grooming business.
Yes, she does.
Okay. As one of her services, she offers massages.
Yeah.
That's a little weird. How would you ever know You know what I mean? How do they keep track of that?
Like in the waiting room, like, get his shoulders. Yep.
She gets the dog back and they're like, okay, nails are clipped, everything. He still seems stressed though. Now, your mom has a dog grooming business.
Is it looping around?
Okay.
It's looping back around as well. Thank you very much. I think that concludes the YouTube ones. We do have some more. Oh, there's a pin message written by Oak, pinned by Chris, that said, Logan, why are you making me laugh more than the videos? I'm sorry. I don't mean to. But we're making some progress here, which is good because we're almost the 2-hour mark. I got to make sure that we leave time for whatever shenanigans Crystal has planned. We might not have time for the dating profile stuff. We might have to save that for a future stream. Or I might just like briefly share it and then do stuff with it some other time. Let's see. Oak says, the freak tries to do that in one episode. Cypher says, okay, this one wasn't mine for once. Crystal said, we're almost an hour into stream. Oh, crap, that means I'm like an hour behind. Oak says, dang. Casa says, Tide refuses to be contained. Exist says, Takemi wanted to be seen laughing. Vera said, Tide Takemi, and had a Monica moment. Eggman said, Logan, I think you're pretty cool and nice to look at. Well, I'm of age and vaguely female. I feel like I'm too young. I appreciate the kind words nonetheless, Eglin. So thank you. Quigita said, I'm back. Blackfire girl tried to murder her sister. I feel like there's a lot of bad guys do bad things like that. It's just a whoopsie daisy. She's just being a silly little gal. Cypher said, who cares? I want that butt. Ray says, so basically there are these 4 kids. Krista said, that's cool. Then Nora said, but I'm not gonna talk. Castle says, Logan, goth girl, confirmed. Cypher said, Logan very much isn't a goth, lol. Oak says, I'm getting a Dr. Pepper out of excitement. Nora said, Logan, goth femboy, confirmed. Oak says, add quote, chat, am I a goth femboy? Crystal said, adds the quote, oh, that was quote 699. That was almost quote 700. Vera said, the metaphor boss was my hear me out. Really? That one? Huh. Was it because of the helmet? Probably because of the helmet. Oak said, I'm assuming that means there's a transformer in here too. Vera says, maybe. Magpie says, I love Sham being pronounced Sham. I think it's so cute. Bubba says, Sham is a they, by the way. Vera said, I had a last minute because I forgot I submitted one. Magpie says also, I'm with whoever submitted Sham. They get it. Oh, they can get it. Eglin said, my hear me out so far were Giovanni and Grappalocked. I don't know if he'll be in there, but I think I submitted Filbo. I didn't see a Filbo, I think. So that one might not have gone through. Nora said, I'm scared for mine because everyone will notice me, even though I've already done one of mine. Oak said, real as F. In hindsight, I would F Sham 2. Cass says, okay, Goombella is peak. Exist says, real Sham is awesome. Oak said, Logan wants to F a literal Goomba, but based, I suppose. I didn't say wanted to F. I just said she's cute. Nora said, should I tell you guys the only hear me out I actually have that's not conventionally attractive person, but I didn't get to submit? Yes, you should. Ray says, but it has a bluish and a ponytail. Quigita said, okay, but Goombella should have been the canon love for Mario. Have you seen the synergy? I still haven't played the game. Sounds fun to me. Oak says, yes, you should tell me at least. Nora said, I told you earlier on call. Oak says, yeah, but that one already shown. Cass said, girl is educated, girl is full of pep on her step. Goombella is her. Eglin said, if this was open any longer, I most likely would have submitted Chance and Parker from Date Anything. Well, look forward to finding who they are. Oh, I need to announce what the next games are. Crap, I was gonna make some assets for that. Okay, while this ad is going on, I'm gonna mute that. Let me check out the YouTube chat. I gotta take this down here and see if there's anything going on over there. I think YouTube chat might be winding down a little bit now. Toshi said, Logan is so powerful. I think he won't laugh to any video. I felt so good. I did so well. I don't know why that stupid thing with a hammer got me. But I was doing so well for so long. Toshi said, yeah, I jinxed him. Well done, Toshi. You deserve just as much credit then. Jack says, oh my gosh, it's me. Logan should totally sub. Wait, Logan should totally sub. Wink, wink. Hint, hint. Wait. Oh, was that video yours? Wait, hang on. I didn't even look at who that was. Let me bring this back up 1 second here. Hive Mind. Is Hive Mind yours, or was it a different one that was yours? Which one is yours? Let me know so I can give you a sub. Krista says yippee. Vera says yippee. MG says yippee. MG, are you new, or are you someone that I just don't know with a new name. MG, if you're new, hi. My name is Logan. We stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays. We're right now alternating between two games, Metaphor Refantasio and Ace Attorney Investigations 2 Prosecutor's Gambit. Both are in like the final stages. They'll be ending soon. Tonight, we're just having a fun, goofy, celebratory stream because we reached 1,000 followers on Twitch, 3,000 on YouTube, and it was my birthday last week. So, welcome in. Krista says, welcome in. Jack said, Persona 4 meme was mine. Okay, I'll find that. It's Eggland! On YouTube, Logan, please. I'm sorry. I thought you were somebody new, but welcome, Eggland. Good to see you. Okay, so I need to go back and find the Persona 4. Oh, it is Jax. Jax the big silly nerd. Okay, we're gonna drop a sub for you. There you go. Okay, we should probably honestly, I should try to catch up some more in the chat, but no, we need to do some more of this. We need to do some more. Bring this back up. And give me just a second to load up the, because all of the ones that were submitted via TikTok, I had to download onto my computer because TikTok really screws up my browser. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of these remaining. However, a few of them are .mov files, and I don't know if I'll be able to open them properly. And of course, if any of them have background music, we may have to skip over those. So give me just a second here. Oh, and I guess I should pause this music. And let's load up the next one here.
This commenter asks, couldn't the location design be done in 3D to help with the perspective during the background layout? That's a great idea. Let's try it out in the 3D software, Blender.
Hang on. I hear music playing. I don't know if that's DMCA safe music. I'm sure that's funny, but we gotta move on to the next one. I gotta be super careful. I'm sure it's hilarious.
I kind of feel silly for admitting this, but I'm actually really nervous. This is my first time. We're gonna cry!
Okay, that was good. That was good. That was funny. That was funny. Next one.
A professor told his class, consciousness doesn't exist. There are only neurons. A student stood up. Would you eat a raw egg and then drink oil and vinegar? No. The professor replied, would you eat mayonnaise? Perhaps on a sandwich or with some fries.
Is those ingredients?
Of course, the professor replied, unsure of the purpose of this inquiry. Mayonnaise is made from these very things, and yet when combined, new properties arise. The professor was astounded. What is your name? He demanded. Shadow the Hedgehog.
Okay, that one almost got me. That one almost got me on Shadow the Hedgehog. I was expecting to be like Albert Einstein or something like that. That one, I had to stifle a laugh. That was very good. Next one. Hang on, there's copyrighted music there. Wait, crap, it's still playing in the background. That was some music that was going on there. I had to get rid of that. Oh crap, that's definitely copyrighted music. Next one. I've seen this one! I have seen this one. This one is delightful. Yay. Okay, next is one of the .mov ones, so I don't know if this will play properly or not, but let's try it. And nope, I'm sorry. So these next two we cannot do. My apologies. So that means we have 3 more videos. I need to play Deltarune. I keep seeing these memes with Asgore mowing down. I'm not going to say what I assume it is because I honestly don't know if it's a spoiler or not or just a goofy thing. But I dig it. All right, 2 more.
As soon as I end stream, I'm going to take off running. And I'm going to run so fast, my butt cheeks are going to clap the way there is going to create turbulence. That's going to lift me into the air. And I'm going to be flying in the air because my butt cheeks are clapping so fast together that it's creating wind resistance. And I fly off into space and I become a new planet that they discovered.
That's science. I should see if he wants to come and give a lecture at the planetarium.
Did you know that necromancers are statistically more optimistic than most party members? You'll find that a necromancer will find no situation too grave.
I was pointing before she was even pointing. That was good. That was good. Okay, so I only actually laughed on one, but that Shadow the Hedgehog one came very close to getting me also. So congratulations on both of those. So that is our you laugh, you lose. I really need to catch up on some of the chat then. As next we're going to be doing whatever it is that Crystal has been planning for. I think I might need to get caught up in chat in order to see that though. So I need to read some more in the chat. So here here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into our little thing here, currently in next. And we're going to go pausing for a moment to catch up on chat. So there we are. We're pausing for a moment to catch up on chat. Hey, all right, let me read some more in the chat now that I need to catch up on it. And by the way, thank you for those who are like lurking and been hanging out on YouTube. I honestly didn't think we'd have anybody over on YouTube just because YouTube seems so dependent on game choice and stuff. So I really appreciate you guys being here. Let's see. Nora said, I told spoiler chat, but I didn't say it here. Oak says, oh yeah, that one. Tiff says, objectively correct to Eglin. Nora said, anyways, I didn't submit it, but my real hear me out is Dr. Kureha from One Piece. Who is that? Was that Chopper's mentor? Wait, what doctor is that? Magpie said, Spirit City is a game, but one that requires no skill or anything, is just hanging out. Englund said, I didn't put the news because it was an obvious pick. Cypher with an emote. Nora said, honestly real. Crystal says, wow, I wonder who did that. Vera said, I wonder who that is. Englund said, I put that news on a real hear me out cake.
Yeah, that's Chopper's Gilf Grandma.
Okay, there we go.
Boo.
I couldn't remember like any of the characters' names from that. But thank you. I'm glad that I was able to at least make that much of a connection. I appreciate that. And thank you for the 10 bits. And there's Bucky! Say, Logan! Little Doritos, Bucky, are you still here? I'm so far behind in chat. Bucky, how are you? Cypher says, Chad, what's this funny purple star thing next to me? Crystal says, Bucky. Oak said, I wonder who maybe could have submitted this one. It's so shocking that someone named Nora, with an unknown name, would submit this. Crystal says, Bucky with the snacks. Nora said, who wrote this? That's weird, huh? Oh, well. Crystal said, the Bucky is here. Nora says, huh? Oh, excuse me. Eglin says, huh? Nora says, hottie. I have no idea who wrote that. Oak says, Logan, huh? Exist says, lol. Now I'm thinking of good hear me outs. I would have sent it in. Quick said, honestly though, Tom Nook is peak though. Cypher said, chat, I just finished filling out affiliate stuff. Now I have my first emote. Oh, that's what that is. Nice. Congratulations, Cypher. Oak says, Extemp is stealing Tom Nook from everyone. I put it on the wrong cake. I was dumb. Eglin says, Vaughn. Castle says, get that raccoon out of Extemp's cake. I'm sorry. I was dumb. I eventually caught it. Quickita said, I'm trying to remember trap. Crystal says, pfft. Nora says, wait, Extemp took my woman from me. I have to go tell them to give her back. Vera said, this feels like a Tiff. Hear me out. Tiff says to Crystal, wonder who submitted that. Quickita said, oh, the rat? The literal rat? What do you mean? Haven't met this guy, yet I know what he is, huh? Oak says, I was thinking Crystal. Maybe. Crystal said, it's not a Tiff. Hear me out. Vera says, oh, no. Crystal with a ... Tiff says, it's not mine, but I would have. Crystal said, he's kind of cute, please. Plus, he's sassy. I like sassy guys. Wait, so you were the one who did the Vaughn trap, Crystal? Eglin says, Vaughn is the epitome of he makes me laugh. Queen Gator says, my future love in reverse 1999 hasn't come out yet, and global is apparently literal death. Crystal says, yes. Crystal said, wow, who did this? Nora said, I should have put Alita. What? Oak says, I wonder who maybe could have submitted that one. Vera says, editing of commands. Vera says, got it. Crystal says, yeah, Cozy. Vera says, what, I missed it? Dang it, yeah. Crystal says, you left before Cozy could say it, I think. Crystal says, our Loof streamer. Vera says, he's so cute. Oak says, this stream is incredible, Toshi. Ray says, it's funny when people talk about the hear me outs because it makes it clear that it's there. Oh my gosh. Airy one, hi. Oh, so that was you, Ray. Tiff said, I have no idea who Scarecrow is, but smash. Magpie says, I did say I was going to be obvious. Hee. I was right. There was a Gallop raid. Thank you again for the raid, Gallop. Oak says, Gallop. Crystal says, Gallop. Vera says, oh my gosh, the horse game. Crystal says, whoa. Crystal says, no. Gallop says, yup. Crystal says, oh. Queen Gator said, wait, we have a horse girl. Crystal says, I thought you were talking about the shout out. Magpie says, good for her. Crystal says, yay. Queen Gator says, Urara Haru, the best gal ever. That one. Gallup says, well, more running waifu girls. Nora said there are either fireworks or gunshots going on outside. I remember at work, there was a training meeting that we had to go to that taught us how to tell the difference between fireworks and gunshots in case there's ever an active shooter. One of the freakiest meetings I've ever been to. Let me check over on YouTube. See what's going on over there. I got to scroll up just a little bit. I got to scroll up. Vera says, it's okay, pretend to be new. Eglin said, I just didn't want to switch accounts. It's literally my art signature. Crystal says, oof. Jack says, oh my gosh, my favorite streamer is subbed to me. That's actually insane. Thank you, Logan, you're the best. Well, thank you, Jax. I'm happy to show support. Crystal says, well, welcome in chat, Eglin, chatter that we definitely haven't met before. Bone says, oh, this is mine, Shadow the Hedgehog. Wait, so you did that one? So you came in second place then? Says, Prompto from 15 on the other escalator. Recording is my favorite part. Crystal says, YouTube chat, you can still submit. Eglin says, so glad YouTube streamers are a thing because the room I have on my laptop was so hot and I also want to lay in bed. Crystal says, here is Logan. Wait, what is that? What is that link? Oh, here it is. Oh, so this is the special link that is apparently going to take like 15 minutes to do. 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, let me read a little more chat, but I have the link here now. I think, hang on. There we go, and Jack says, I'd be here no matter what was happening, Logan. Well, thank you, Jack. I mean, I think you've demonstrated that by hanging out for, like, metaphor streams, even when there's spoilers. Toshi says, I submitted the fire extinguisher, hear me out, when my English wasn't Englishing. And Crystal says, probably 10, but you yap a lot. Okay, so is it something I could pause? Because I have no idea what this link is. Crystal just posted a link. Let me read a little bit more in the Twitch chat because I'm still so far behind, and then we're going to see what that is. I'm guessing it's like a video, maybe a video compilation or something like that. Let's see. Nora says, oh, I read that. Oak says, my guess is it's either going to be that Gallica plush. No, the gift that Castle got. Well, I'll say this much. It's not a Gallica plush. Nora said, petition number 2 for Logan to be nice to himself. You got to get enough signatures. I'm sorry, I won't sign that. I won't sign that. Magpie says, no, Logan, it's that I feel like if a building was collapsing, you would still save a squirrel crossing your path there. I elaborated after. Okay, I would try. I mean, if it was like too late and the squirrel's already getting squished, I'd have to, cut my losses, but I would try. Ray says, Airy, move over a little. There's a fire extinguisher in the way. Quiggity said, make Bowser and Ganon kiss. Oak says, love you, Bowser. Vera said, Hall of Fame. Oak says, woo. Exist says, yes, I love Zelda TV show Ganon. Awesome. Bucky says, hear me out. The Nacho Dorito from the Nacho Dorito bag. You know what? That I feel like that is fitting for you, Bucky. I hope the two of you get together and are very happy. Oak says, Chet versus Extemp, great battle. Queen said, thank you, glad you appreciate it. Vera said, we win! The Hear Me Out Army! Oak says, I'm sorry, Extemp, for hurting you. I never wanted to hurt you. Queen says, am I good to share mine in here now? Yes. Gallop with the lurk, thing for lurk, Gallop. Huh?
Signing the petition for Logan to be nice to himself.
Thank you for the 100 bits. I think that counts as 10 signatures, because that's like 10 TTSs in one. Thank you very much, Castle. You're a very nice person. I don't know if you realize this. When you first started like coming here, I was just like, oh, you give great commentary. You remind me a lot of Cookster. You were like top tier commentator. And then it turns out you're also just a very nice, generous person too. So thank you very much, Castle. Thank you for the 100 bits. I really, really appreciate that. I'll need to, after the stream, like add up how much that we got and see where we're at on the fundraiser. I think we might be like halfway there at this point. Bubba says, okay, hear me out. Gourmand Frog, Stardew Valley's extremely minor character, only seen for one quest line. I need to Google that. Gourmand Frog. Gourmand Frog. Image. Okay, I'm seeing pictures of a statue for some reason. Is there pictures of the actual frog? Oh, there he is. Hey, he looks like a sweet fella. He looks like a sweet fella indeed. Vera said, let's go. Castle says, I'd like to know your hear me outs at least. Cyrus says, what about Bowsette? Eglin said, Bowser cheating on Luigi. Broken Heart. Castle said, real question, does Bowsette go on a hear me out or extemp? Vera says, I need to know. Okay, here's what we got. We got 2 clips in the chat. We're gonna watch these in the clip viewer, and then after that, right after that, we're gonna check out Crystal's thing. And it's probably gonna take like 10 minutes or so. We are past the 2-hour mark, so at some point we're going to want to start keeping an eye out for raid suggestions. But for those who are lurking or who don't know the deal,
If I've been keeping track correctly on the bits and stuff, you should be like $40 away from the bare minimum requirements if you don't include clam tax.
Well, I am going to need to include clam tax because like he has helped me so much and I would feel bad asking for any more without at least some financial compensation to him. So that's good news though. I'm getting close. I'm getting very close. So thank you very much. That makes me feel so optimistic about it. I really, really like this. But thank you for the 10 bits as well, Oak, and for doing the math. I gotta check out this clip here from an hour ago. Crap, that's still how far behind I am. This is titled Bowser and Ganon Kiss. They're the two of them. Ganon's gonna be the one who initiates. And Bowser's like, I don't know, my heart belongs to Peach, but this is so exciting. And that's all they do, just short little pecks on the face type of kissing. But thank you very much for the clip. Quickie said, do I still have a clip for my Hear Me Out? Yes, we can check out. Okay, so this other clip is Queen Katie's Hear Me Out. Said, yay, context for this character. She had just joined the villains who had literally caused a war in universe. I love her anyway. So let's find out who this is that Queen Katie is hearing me out on. Oh, hang on, sorry, it's muted.
Nice.
Oh, let's sip the water. She's conventionally attractive! Even if she's evil and starting wars.
Hear me out.
There you go. I think that would have gone. That would have gone on extemporaneous cake. Was it the first time you met her, like just instantly like that? We now know what Queen Katie's type is. Okay, thank you very much for the clip and for sharing your Hear Me Out, Queen Katie. Okay, so now we need to find out what this thing is that Crystal has linked. So hang on. It's loading. This might be kind of off-centered because it's using the clip viewer's cropping, which is mainly for a Twitch thing. LoganRobo, Big Magic Daddy, Loyan, Lotan, Logan, happy birthday? Wait, what are all these things here? These are messages that the chat, the Robros, have been preparing for your birthday for the past week. We wanted to surprise you and show our appreciation. I'm reading this one off the side here. Sorry, part of it's cut off. And show our appreciation just like how you appreciate us. Don't cry when you read it. Messages, guess who made this? I'm the one who did the knuckle shoe, hear me out. Oh my gosh, this is so sweet. This is like so touching. Let me see, I wanna see if I change okay, now I can fit them more on the screen, I think. Oh my gosh, this is so nice of you guys. I've only read one of them and I'm already feeling emotions. This is not fair. Oh, and I need to change the currently and next. So currently, let's adjust this. Mystery segment. And I'm gonna put in parentheses what it has turned out to be. Chat birthday, I cannot type right now. Notes to Logan. And up next will be announcing next games. So there we go. I can tell I'm gonna be feeling emotions here. I don't want to feel emotions, but I'm gonna feel emotions. Okay, so that pinned one was from Kokichi. Kokichi's just another silly little guy. This one is from Oak 20 days ago. This was weeks ago. Wow, with a picture of me with the eyeballs. Hey Logan, it's your birthday. We all love and appreciate you. Hanging out with you 4 nights a week is always a highlight of my day, and it always makes me laugh. We love you, you lonely man. Pause. Boo. Oh, and then there's notes on it. W picture. The picture haunts my dreams in a good way. What a lovely picture of silly Logan. Okay, we'll do this one here because it's short. This is from Ray. Happy birthday, Logan. Big Magic Daddy, Puppy Kicker, Lonely Man, Rogaine. Oh, like the hair supplement thing. It's impressive that the so-called Lonely Man was able to accumulate such a high follower count and a great community. Well, again, it's like, I don't deserve a community as amazing as all of you. I am super grateful for you all, and I will continue to be very grateful for you all. But I certainly don't deserve you guys. I consider myself just a lucky person. It is not because of anything from me, so thank you. And what we got here is a picture. If I click the picture, does it go into a new tab? Oh, it just brings up here. It's one of the Transformers I sent a picture to Vero of. I think it was a Vero? Who did I send this picture to? But with a little happy birthday hat on. Look, it still says Vero, my beloved. It's Vero's old username. Happy birthday, big guy. I hope you don't mind me sneaking in and giving you your Fireflight a birthday hat. I made sure it's orange, though. Now I almost wish I could make one and put one actually on him over there. I've stumbled upon you back in 2021, and I can't believe how long ago that was. You've been here for most of my college years, and turns out you're actually a huge comfort source to me. How about that? You might not realize it, but you leave a lasting impact towards every single one of the community members, whether or not they end up sticking around. I know for sure that most of us end up coming back to talk about you again and again, every other day, no matter what game you're streaming. You provide a community like no other. I'm glad to have stuck around to witness it grow through the years. This is I'm feeling emotions. Yeah. You're loved, and we appreciate you being there. We appreciate you being there for you, not for No Gal. Believe it or not, shocking. I know, even though you stream yourself sorting files in a dim room, I know I would be there.
Okay, maybe some of us are only here for Nagal.
Okay, some of you are here for No Gal. But I'd like to think that most of you are. Oh, there's 50 bits. Thank you so much, Oak, for 50 bits. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, I'll get back to reading. Sorry, I had to mute the music. In fact, while it's muted, let me pause for a second and recompose myself, and I'll read a few more comments in the chat. Chris says, "Hey, Chad, who do the knuckle shoes? I need to know now." Exit says, "I thought of it. If I thought of it in time, I probably would have submitted either Korekio from Danganronpa or Arden from Final Fantasy 15 as my Hear Me Out, or Shadow the Hedgehog. You should have met Prince Paul back when we were playing Danganronpa. Prince Paul's like the ultimate Korekio stan." Oak says, "It was clearly Logan." Quick said, "Yeah, as someone who, as a teen, I got my first gay crush on Camilla from Fire Emblem's Fates. I never turned back since." And Tiff said, "Also a correct choice." Huh?
By the way, I put the note name as Vero, my beloved, because that's how you knew me as first.
Oh,
it's like a time capsule in my brain.
So that wasn't even like your username on there. That was just for the note. I didn't know how this worked. I didn't know if maybe this was using other usernames. So thank you. That is super sweet. Legitimately. It is nostalgic. In an amazing way. So thank you, Vero, for the 10 bits. I appreciate it. I thank you for having patience with me all these years, continuing to call you Vero, even long after you changed your name to I still feel weird even saying puzzles, but thank you, Vera, for the 10 bits. Nora said, "I wish Reese was real." Oak says, "Curious." Crystal says, "Laughing." Exist says, "Yo, Camilla from Fate is based." Nora said, "I'm not." Queen Kate said, "I don't know, but she sparked something in my brain when I saw her." Vera says, "Longa." Oak says, "They put Longa in Star Wars." Bucky with some emotes. Magpie says, "Beef has midichlorians confirmed." Because remember, it's a long time ago, so that's like an ancestor. Ray says, "The Longa family tree grows." That better be in the wiki. Cypher says, "Pin this, remember the thread on Discord." Yes, I got that, Cypher. We got it. I unfortunately wasn't able to watch every single one of those, but I watched as many as I could. Oak said, "Logan is an ad for you while rack mount," which is basically my entire purchasing history. He got Crystal and Nora to look through everything, so I think he's just looking at the videos they sent that are safe to watch. Cypher said he'd have them look over that too. Exist said, "Valid. I was Leo and Ryoma, like myself, out of the main royals, but I definitely respected Camilla." And Nora said, "I wish I could fully participate in You Laugh, You Lose, but yesterday morning I had to go through all of them." Oak says, "Yeah, they look through everything." Thank you again. Can we all say a big thank you to Crystal and Nora for looking through all those things? You guys are fantastic, because there was no compensation for that. They're just being super nice. So thank you both. I really appreciate that. And I feel like I did a good job. Let's read some more of these notes now. Let's see. Yeah, Vera was saying, "You're loved and we appreciate you being there for you, not no gal." Huh?
I was offered to add a message of my own to this, but my internet died that night, and then I was so completely busy that I couldn't even pick up my laptop.
I'm sorry.
So this is my 11th
here we go.
edition. I've been here for almost 2 years now, and they've been nothing short of the best. It isn't often that I stick
around with a streamer past the games I'm interested in, but your comedy, kindness, and charisma are so amazing, and I couldn't imagine staying away. Your community is beautiful. Love y'all. Thank you so much, Exist. I can't believe it's been 2 years. Anytime I find out how long I've known somebody on here, it blows my mind. So thank you so much for the 10 bits, but even more than the 10 bits for for the note. Even if it's an 11th hour edition, it totally counts. So thank you. Thank you, exist. Said not for no gal, believe it or not. Shocking, I know. Even if you're streaming yourself sorting files in a dim room, I know I would be there, if only to have your company. Happy birthday, Logan. Send my regards to your family. They have helped shaping you into the man you are. Love you from across the continents. P.S. I hope you'll manage to secure a P.O. box by next year. It'd be funny to send you an army of random Dollar Tree Transformer toys or your dream come true Transformers toy. Who knows? Signed, Vero. Parentheses pronounced Vero. I guess maybe I should. I mean, I could create like a wish list or something like that. I want to send like Vero Transformers too, but shipping overseas do be expensive. Let's read 2 more and then I'll catch up some more in chat. This next one's Crystal. You guys can see a little bit of the pictures cut off here, but it's chat holding me upside down. Oh, I thought those were tears. Those are my blue eyes. Oh, art. Chat likes bullying Logan. See, Mimo Mickey says, I mean, yeah, we really do. Dermo says, that's half the fun of streams. It's out of love, though. Eglin, I love it. Sona Soup, aka Eglin, says, mwah. Oh, did Vero have comments too? Holy yapping, sorry, laughing. Kokichi says, win yap. Ray says, average Logan Robo viewer character length. Next is Tiff. Hey Logan, 'tis I, Jorp creator and himbo lover and fan of the Logan Robo, Tiff. As I've said before, I joined the community completely by chance, having joined the stream just as they rated you during the trial for Chapter 2 in Danganronpa 2, and I never thought that it would lead to this. This community has become such a support and constant in my life, and it's all thanks to you, Logan. You've made not only your streams, but your Discord a place where we can be who we are without fear. So I have only one thing to say to you. Thank you, Logan, for everything. Also, you lost the game. Oh, the heart. Oh! But that means you all lost the game too. And Crystal says, no, not the game. Okay, I need to once again compose myself. This is not fair that I feel emotions. Emotions are not allowed. I need to read some more of the chat. I'll read some more Twitch chat and then some YouTube chat. Sorry, I've been neglecting YouTube chat a little bit here. Nora said we did. There were like 5 TikToks that didn't make it. Cypher said, okay, so Logan is going to look through the thread. Oak says, yeah, he's looking through everything that was submitted and confirmed to have no DMCA content in it. Cypher said, okay, can you pin it reminding him of the thread so he doesn't forget unless you don't think he will? Nora said, bro, I wish I put Hulkenberg. I said I didn't. Vera said, okay, participating with you. Oak says, I don't think he's...
You don't laugh at or you laugh, you lose. This is revenge.
I laughed at one and I came close another 1 or 2 times. But I had to give it my all. I'm of the opinion, like, people can tell in those type of things when you're being sincere or not. Like, I've seen those type of videos before where someone's not really trying, and it irritates me so much. And so I was like, I got to do this for real. I got to be sincere about it. I got to give it my best. I honestly was getting kind of cocky in the back of my head. I was thinking, I'm going to make it through all of these, and then I didn't quite. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. I appreciate it. And I guess as far as revenge goes, like sincere emotional notes is a very pleasant revenge. By the way, we're almost the 2.5 hour mark. So once again, if people want to start keeping an eye out for raid suggestions, and I'm thinking, yeah, we probably won't be able to do the full dating bio stuff tonight, but I'd like to at least read them if we have time. Otherwise, we can save that for another stream. Oak says, I don't think he's looking through the submissions. I think the mod sent him all the videos that are saved separately. Nora said, he'll remember. We can let him know if he doesn't. Also, I'm not a mod. I can't pin things. Rip. Vera said, laughing, already lost. Dang it. Quiggita said, I've seen this video. Cypher says, off air. Bucky said, I gotta go. But have fun, Robo-Man. Bucky, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Oak says, audio is good. Crystal says, not Phoenix. Why is he always a victim? Nora said, I giggled even though I literally saw this yesterday. Castle said, you got a moderately deep exhale from me. That is what, anytime someone posts like LOL in a text, that's what you know. It's just exhaling through the nose, just like that. Bubba says, oh noes, I'm doomed. Quickita said it's fine. He only got a cold from it. Oak says, Logan looks very lost already. Vera said, I'm so bad at the laugh you lose. Crystal says, got some glass stuck on the stomach, but he just got a cough. He'll be fine for real. Vera said, why is this funny? Nora said, I can see Logan struggling. There were a couple of those I was struggling on. I think I was proud of myself holding together for most of them though. Crystal says, the sound effects laughing. Cypher says, how long is this video, bro? Quiggita says, keyboard slam, not the Kingdom Hearts one. Oak says, Logan looks genuinely frightened. Crystal says, who are you? Ray says, I laugh. Disco says, Hovrai mentioned. Cypher says, when my friend heard Kingdom Hearts, his head snapped to my phone so fast, lol. Nora said, oh, hey, that's me. Vera says, oh my gosh, that's Nora. Oak said, I wonder if Nora maybe submitted this one. Crystal said, plenty of submissions are Nora videos. Quiggita said, man, if only someone did the one where Nora was apparently on crack during a social link rank up. Ray says, low opera singing. Nora says, oh dang, I should have submitted that one. Vera says, boo. Oak says, Castle says, his name's Knuckles. He doesn't chuckle during the video. Oak says, this stream's delightful. This was the most excited I've been for any Logan stream since April Fool's, and it's not disappointing. Okay, I'm glad, because I was worried overhyped, but now you guys got nothing else to look forward to. I mean, maybe new games coming up. That should be exciting, right? Crystal says, Edgeworth. Bumble says, I think Logan's chat went ahead. There may be messages in the void. Did it? I think I'm doing pretty good. Oak says, I think it's just the chat overlay being weird. Quigan said, I chuckled at a semi-related. Ow! Thank you, Oak. Thank you, Oak. You know, with that, let me check YouTube chat, and then we'll be right back to the notes here. Okay. Whew. Crap, there's a bunch on YouTube. I gotta scroll up. Wait, where'd I leave? I'm totally lost. I gotta find where I was. Crystal says, gave the link to chat literally 1 week before your actual birthday. Oh, that's why it's 2 weeks, because I waited an extra week to time up with all this stuff. So, okay, thank you again, Crystal. Was this your idea originally? It is so nice of you. Thank you so much, Crystal. Jack says, looks like I barely made it. Crystal says, I make sure the background is orange and it's light mode because that's just you. Thank you, Crystal. You know me so well. Bone says, Arden, honestly, I expected. Wow, he's really behind in chat, huh? Twitch chat. Crystal says, very behind. Eglin says, adding to the board still, since take a bit for him to read anyway. Jack says, looks like this will take a long while. I probably could have written more then. Okay, so I'm going to go back to them then. Let's go back to the notes and read a few more. We got one from Weedle up here. Says, congratulations, you aged your life can never go back. So you have to make sure your life is better than it was before you age. Age 2, far away from anyone. Congratulations on being old, you puppy kicker. Honestly, though, that's a nice way to look at it. You got to make sure that you're improving with age. That's a long one in the middle, so let's read one or two of the side ones first before we get into that one in the middle. We got Lesbian Wolf says, happy birthday. Your streams have made sleepless nights less frustrating, and your VODs have provided hours of entertainment. Have a good one, man. Thank you so much. Chaotic says, Logan, you're really great. I've met some great people through your streams, and I know I haven't been there for a little while, but you're really entertaining and funny. I've had some bad days when I just think I'm nothing, but when you stream, it turns me upside down. It makes me so happy. Never stop. Keep going. I'm so glad. I mean, that it makes you happy, not that you feel bad sometimes. Okay, let's do this peach one here on the left, and we'll do the blue one in the middle. This one's from Kay. Happy birthday and happy 1K followers, Logan. Oh, it's gotta be Crystal, because Crystal does that face a lot when typing. Says, oh wow, I can't believe it's been 4 years since I followed you back. Ever since I forgot my first account's email laughing. I remember following you when you played Danganronpa 2 because I became addicted to it from watching a YouTuber, and then went to Twitch, then followed you, then forgot the account, then followed again months after when you played Omori. To think I found you again by chance, and you became a norm in my life, from regular viewer / chatter to VIP with TTS privilege to losing TTS privilege to becoming a mod. Dang, it's been so long. I had like almost forgotten that, yeah, you had lost your account and then happened to be back. I'm so glad you did, because you're fantastic, Crystal. You've been a part of chat's life, including mine, for so long, and I hope it continues for a long time. You've been there for me every time I'm sad, happy, sick, bored, and needed some escape from things. The stream and chat became my support and constant thing in my life, and that's what made me love everything about this community even more. See, like, I appreciate these notes, but the fact that you guys, like, all love each other and have made such friends with each other, like, makes me so happy. Thank you for your hard work, for the funny reactions, gameplay, and very, very long yapping. So thank you for existing. Thank you for being here. And thank you, chat, for being my friends for all these times. All of you are amazing. And I'm glad to have met you all. Thank you for being my friend's heart. Thanks for everything, Logan. P.S. Breathe! Your mod that likes cats, take pepper pictures as salary. Hang on, okay, I gotta breathe. Okay, so we got a long one here. It's from Nora! It says, Mr. Roboman, Mr. Logan Roban, Mr. Logbro Roban, Mr. Logan Roboman. I mention this all the time, but maybe I'll go into more detail. 2022 Doki Doki Literature Club is cool. Oh, what's this guy? Some guy named Logan playing it? All right, I'll stick around. Discord server. All right, I'll join it. Didn't really go active in the server in 2023 and beginning of 2024. I'll put it bluntly, sucked for me. Mentality was through the floor, and in all honesty, I hated myself, hated the way I looked, hated the way I acted, hated the way I was in general. There were a couple people I met who complimented me often and made me feel good temporarily, but not permanently. 2024 started talking to Katie about Ruby, then started looking into the server a bit more. Taking it in, and then I finally went to the first stream of Ace Attorney, Spirited Justice, Case 2. I started going to these streams regularly. I met some awesome people. I met my best friend ever, and as much as I love yapping about them, this is about you for your birthday, Mr. Man. The point is, you've given me so much of my life. You've given me my best friends. You've gotten me into streaming. You've gotten me into favorite games, and you always say, I can't take credit. Yes, you can. If it hadn't been for you, I don't know how, this music, I should not have this like type of sad music playing. This is making it harder to hold my emotions together. I don't know how much better I really would have gotten. You and everyone in this community that you created have allowed me to like myself, have allowed me to love myself, wouldn't trade your community for anything because Logan, you were the reason I am this way. You were the reason I could be confident in myself. You were the reason for a majority of my happiness. Logan, I love you, dude. You're one of my favorite people ever. It's not just because you're a silly guy, however, you very much are. It's because of how important you are in my life. I can't wait to meet you one day, to be able to look up at the person who changed my life. Logan, love you, brother. You're amazing. Have a wonderful birthday, man. I'll stay with y'all forever. Stay gold. You're awesome, man. Funny, kind, great voice actor, and oh so lonely Robo. Have an awesome birthday. Have an awesome everything. I owe you so much from Nora. Thank you so much. Again, like this, and I guess it's not sad music, but it's like I consider myself an expert at like burying my emotions, but this is kind of making it hard. Queen Katie's message saying, happy birthday. To think I've joined your stream since Ghost Trick, which is the opposite of life, but I've had a good time since, especially when I made spoiler clips and name facts for some of those streams. Such wonderful and fun times. I look forward to more of your streams and the future with so many epic games, Logan Hart. And Whimsical Crocodile says, we love your spoiler clips. Signed, Crystal. Whimsical Crocodile, huh? Cookster just says birthday. I love it. Eglin says Borth. Okay, I do need to pause from this for a minute to like read some chat because this is getting a little bit too close to causing emotions. So let's read some more in the chat. Boba says, oh, I read that. Magpie says, we're using meme readers with Minecraft videos. Now for you laugh, you lose. We're cooked. Oak says, one day I should become a meme reader with Minecraft videos. I would make so much money. Crystal says, woof. Exist says, I love that dog so much. Oh, the word woof. Veer said, more like booing, boo, whoops. Oak says, I wonder who submitted this as surely it doesn't say at the bottom of the screen. Oh, did it? I should have checked. Oak says, Logan is speaking from experience. He once became a famous meme. Crystal says, how's we having 45 seconds slow mode and Logan is still so far behind? Veer said, look, kitty needs food. Enjoy your time with the cat. Ray says, 19 people watching. Oak said, to be fair, he's been watching strange videos. Nora said, oh, hey, that's me again. Vera said, dude, that stream was a trio. Crystal says, not you framing Vero. Vera says, trip. Crystal says, unforgivable. Vera said, Logan looks visibly distressed. Oh, hang on. Hang on, I gotta mute. You guys do not get hand-tossed pan pizza. You don't know how to get that. Oak says, Logan looks visibly distressed every time Nora videos show up. Nora says, I would too, and it's my own videos. Also, this one, Crystal said, these Nora streams gonna kill me, bro. Crystal says, not your mom coming in. Nora said, yeah, my mom walked in during that. Crystal says, ha. Vera said, we got him. Crystal said, you lost. Quiggity said, what the? Crystal says, yay. Exist says, yeah, baby. Oak says, we got him. Nora says, he laughed. Crystal says, who did that? Congrats. Let's see. Castle says, that's an extremely potent video. Nora said, oh, hey, that's me again. Crystal says, aw, yeah, when the attacks and murders them. Quick Kitty says, Nora, look way. Nora said, I already saw it, bro. I was looking through these. Oh, hey, that's me. I feel like that wasn't like a huge spoiler. That's the type of thing that, like, by the time you get to that point, like you'll once you meet that character, you'll know that something like that is kind of going to happen. Sort of, kind of, ish. I mean, it's a little bit different, but still. Oak said, Logan, why are you making me laugh more in the videos? Was I? I felt like I was just sitting there stone-faced for most of them. Crystal's laughing, said, I think this is the last of the YouTube submissions. Nora said, I think I might have been on my period when we did that, so I just yelled. I also would like not to. Cypher says, shout out to me for the thread, because otherwise we'd be stuck with only YouTube videos. Yes, thank you again for pointing that out, Cypher. I hadn't even considered TikTok videos, so I really appreciate that. Oak says, no. Crystal says, oh man, can't we do like a 5-hour stream? Oak says, Logan is exactly 1 hour behind. Disco says, that's hilarious. Queen Gator with the timestamp 1:56:06. I'm like 45 minutes behind now. I'm doing a little bit better. Quick said, hey, YouTube chatters, say yippee if you think Logan's either cool or a silly loser. So if you think I'm neither of those, then don't say yippee. On that note, let me check out some YouTube chat. Let's see. Vera says yippee. Crystal says yeah. Then chat cooperated. Chat is cool. And Toshi with a message redacted. Probably, I bet Toshi probably said yippee, then realized, wait, I am neither cool or a silly loser. Bone says yippee. Crystal says yippee. I am a silly loser. I'd like to think anyway. Magpie says the hammer one was very good. Oak says yippee, but I'm on Twitch. Nora says yippee. Exist says it gets you. I didn't think it was going to get me my first watch either. Oak says Hive Mind was mine, but it says at the bottom of the screen. Queegata said it worked. Thank you for the YouTube peeps. Queegata said, oh, this one, I've seen this one. Nora said, Crystal, did you tell him which one to skip right? Crystal says, yeah. Vera said Final Destination mentioned. Crystal says he saw the message. Don't worry. Crystal says gasp freaking shadow. Oof. Magpie says, oh, the escalator one got me. That might have, except that like I said, I'd seen that escalator one before, but it's very good. Crystal said, girly move, laughing. Nora said, okay, me and Crystal suck. Crystal says, at least we suck together. Vera says, Soundwave. Crystal says, Transformers. Ray said, oh my gosh, the DUI one. Vera said, I remember sending a Starscream video. I don't know if it's this one. Exist says, gosh, I love the Asgore truck memes. It's from well, what's that old, was it a DreamWorks movie? The one in like the forest with the deer and the bear? Isn't it like, is that what the actual footage is from they're putting Asgore over top of? Vera said he looks traumatized. Cypher says that's mine. Oak said Logan looks extremely disappointed at all of us. Exist says I'm so surprised I got the laugh, to be honest. Cypher said, wait, no, four of my videos got cut. No! Sorry, oh! Oh, I should put the music back on. That commercial for Pan Pizza is probably over.
Yes, open season.
That's what it's called. Yes, open season. Thank you. Open season. Okay, I'll glance over YouTube and then we'll take a look over at the other notes in just a moment. See, yeah, Bone over there says open season. So yeah, I'm the only one who forgot that name apparently. Toshi says sent comment while fighting a mosquito. Did you win? Were you winning, son? Crystal says, also love how you clock my messages with just a, it's a very Crystal face to make. Bone says, season that is open. Okay, so let's go back to these notes again. Prince Paul with a message. Oh, I was just mentioning Prince Paul with the Optimus Prime hugging Bumblebee gift. So, hey boss, I know I don't stop by much anymore, but know that you've always left an impact on me and my life. I wouldn't have met the closest friend group I have and the closest friend I've ever had, Vero/Puzzles. Today's your day. Celebrate with your favorite foods, your favorite people. Yes, include your Transformers toys. They're family. They are. Thank you, Prince Paul. If you can somehow hear this from wherever you're at, I appreciate it. This one's from Mimo Mickey. Happy birthday. Says, hey, Logan, it's me. Even though I haven't been to any of your streams in a long while, I still think you're cool, even though you're a puppy kicker. I always wanted, not always. I wanted to wish you a happy birthday. Thank you, Mimo Mickey. Strawberry. Well, like a lot of these people we haven't seen in a little while. Happy birthday, Logan. I can't believe it's already been this long. It feels like just yesterday you were rated while streaming Danganronpa 2. It's been so wonderful watching you throughout the years. I hope you have an incredible birthday this year and many more. Thank you. And also thank you to, is that the Danganronpa? Not Danganronpa, excuse me. Gangnam Style dance that Naoto's doing. Dermo says, happy birthday, Logan. I haven't been around for long, but your streams have helped me through some rough times, and they consistently brings me joy. The community is so kind, funny, and supportive, but with you at the center, how could it not be? Thank you, Dermo. As a message, comments, Dermo says, the name Dermo was marked as inappropriate, so I had to space it out. Really? Crystal says, how is it inappropriate? I don't know. Oh, Jorge! Jorge left a message saying, hey, Logan, it's Jorge. Just wanted to wish you the best of birthdays. Watching your streams has always been one of the best parts of my day. And while I don't watch as often, I still love the community you've made, and I love supporting you from the sidelines. It's so cool to see how much you've done as a streamer, as an actor, and getting to be on a podcast. That's crazy. I'll always be rooting for you. Thank you, Jorge. If you can somehow see this, I'm loving that we're seeing like people we don't see as often. Thank you. Oh, now we have the villain Crystal with some art. LoganRobo, that's so cute. Happy 1K and happy birthday. And the Crystal saying, apparently naming yourself evil is not allowed. You can call yourself a villain. Oh, what's that from Magpie? It says Logan is happy. Trust. Happy birthday. Wow. Oh, Batmanon's messenger. Ooh, says Logan. I cannot give too many details as to conceal my identity, but I wish to say thank you. I absolutely love this community that you've created, from the people who've been here since the Danganronpa streams to the people who joined us from Metaphor and AAI2. I look forward to every stream I'm able to make it to, and you, Logan, brought me immense amounts of joy with your content. It's what inspired me to give back to the community in every way I can, and I hope to continue to do so years into the future. Thank you, Batmanon. It's not just a thank you to Logan. I thank everyone in the community, for my life would not be the same without you all. Thank you. You'll never understand what you've all done for me. It's been worth every penny. Your anonymous gifter, Batmanon Heart. Thank you, Batmanon. I hope you're here to hear me reading this. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What's this? It's Mantis devouring the loaves of light from Eglin. That is so cute. I love that. Logan, thank you so much for being around. Your streams genuinely get me through some of the hardest times. I love popping in and having the time of my life. I've made so many friends here and feel so welcome. I'm so glad I decided to scroll that one day and found you streaming Genshin, or else I may have never made these lovely friends and met one of the best streamers I've ever watched. Happy birthday, Logan. I hope you have a lovely, lovely year. Heart, heart, heart. Thank you so much. And thank you for the fan art. Everyone who's done fan art, like Crystal and Eglin, thank you. Oh, what's this? It's Goofy the Hedgehog. This came to me in a dream. I'm the ultimate life form. Says, you want a heartfelt message? Nah, Shadoof. And then Kokichi says, laughing. And then Jax with the short Akechi. Happy birthday and 1K on Twitch and 3K on YouTube, Logan. I just found this link, but this is apparently the big surprise Crystal tested before. By the looks of it, a few people are leaving appreciative messages here for you, Logan. So who would I be if not to do the same? I haven't been in the community for long, but my time here has been super fun and enjoyable. You're a great entertainer and a really nice person. You really keep in touch with your fans as much as you can. And I find that really cool and respectable. You deserve your popularity and the people deserve you. I'm beyond glad to be here and always lurking and enjoying streams as the YouTube MVP forevermore. Thank you, Logan. Simply put, you're amazing for all you do here. You know, I'll always be around for next stream. Parentheses, and I give you a dachi ping because I don't know, it's funny. I appreciate it. Give him head pats because it's like it's a hand, it's pointing, but we give him head pats. We get another bit of Eglin fan art. Oh, that's so cute. That's so cute. And Eglin is just saying, rush this like 2 minutes, low key. Kokichi said, W art beautiful. I love it. I love it too. It's so cute. Oh, and here's another one from Eglin here. It said, you better be crying by now, Logan. I have been, I think about as close as I have gotten in a long time. Again, I consider myself very good at holding back emotions, but I mean, there have been a couple of times where I've been getting darn close, and I'm trying to hold it back. Ray says, Logan is so cool. This is Airy HFJ1. You deserve this plus more. I still don't know who that actually is. Oh, we only got 2 messages left, so I'm going to read some more in the chat, then we'll come back to these messages. These last 2. Let's see. Oak says, I think anything that was an MOV file over 1 minute or had copyrighted music got cut. Yeah, so if it was copyrighted music, if it was over a minute, and the MOVs, I tried. I couldn't get to play in the way I had it set up. I'm sorry. Nora said, yeah, one of them was too long. One was copyrighted music. 2 must have been file type that didn't work. I'm so sad Vero's didn't work because of the file thing, because it was funny. Vera said, Pooey, it's okay. He can quickly convert the file, but alas. Chris said, segment is in YouTube. Nora said, I just got an ad saying your lungs could talk. They would tell you to get screened for lung cancer. I started thinking, what if Oak was a chain smoker? Oak says, why does everyone always think I'm a chain smoker? Nora says, vibes. Crystal said, chat, if you still want to submit. By the way, I do want to say, speaking of chain smoking, chat, don't smoke. My grandma died of emphysema from smoking. It's really, really sad. Don't smoke. Oak said, I'm 17. I've never done any drugs in my life besides my prescription antidepressants. And there's a link again from Crystal. Vera said, gotta get it done in seconds. Nora said, go get your trans girl drugs. Vera said, seconds. Ray says, a Gallica body pillow then. Okay, not a Gallica body pillow. Not that wouldn't be nice. Actually, I think that would just make me more lonely. Oak says, it's really hard to do that before you're 18. I'd rather just wait a year to get on estrogen. Vera says, signed. Oh, because it was Castle's petition. Nora said, I forgot we did this. Wait. Oak says, I do actually know it's a life-size Gallica plushie / statue. I don't remember if it's a plush or a statue. Crystal says, Castle is awesome. Crystal says, statue. Well, it's not, there's a Koto Pakia one that I'm saving up money for, but that's like coming out in November. It's not that. Actually, I don't know if this thing is life-sized or not, but it is Gallica. Casa says, cheering for you. Get old soon, positively. Vera says, shush. Crystal, some emotes, huh?
Oh yeah, here's my signature for the Logan Being Kind to Himself Fund.
Thank you so much for the 50 bits. I really appreciate that. So that what we're deciding like every 10 cents is a signature. So that's 5 signatures. Thank you very much. I need a sip of water though. Hang on. I hope I'm slowly getting close to catching up on chat. Because we're almost to the 3-hour mark. Are you guys okay if we go just a little bit overtime tonight? Let's see. Bumbo says, gonna head out now. Have a good night. Good night, Bumbo. You're probably long since gone, but sleep well. You're awesome. Thank you so much for being here. Good night, Bumbo. Oak says, good night, Bumbo. Magpie says, hyperventilating. Bat, so cute. Vera says, good night, good night. Nora says, Katie, tweak out. Crystal says, night, Bumbo. Crystal, Queegaty said, nah, I met Sophia before this, but the new outfit when she became a villain really got me howling. Oak said, so it was you, Crystal. Nora said, Vera and me did the most yapping. It's insane. Vera said, hee hee. Crystal says, heck. Oak says, Nora wrote an essay for this. Nora said, I wrote it when I was at a sleepover too. Crystal said, we are yappers like Logan. Queegaty said, okay, Logan, I've been waiting on this, and this was sort of last minute too, but Spoiler Chat has a gift for you. Be sure to read the description after watching this. Okay, let's read these last 2 notes, and then we'll check out this video from Queen Katie. Right before we do that, though, I want to make sure that I'm caught up on YouTube chat. Okay, there are a couple more. Toshi says, I am the mosquito, and I can assure you, Toshi didn't win. No! The mosquito has taken over Toshi's YouTube account. Oh, we got a new person. Ben Fluxed. This is the first time when I've caught you on stream. Also, what? Ben Flux, are you still here? This is an odd first stream for you. Normally, we play games, but this is a celebration just chatting stream because I reached 1,000 Twitch followers, 3,000 YouTube subscribers, and it was my birthday last week. And so we're just celebrating. So I'm sorry, let me give you the rundown on our normal stuff then. We stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Right now, the games we're playing, we're alternating between our Metaphor Refantasio, a great JRPG for the makers of Persona. We're probably going to finish that in 1 or 2 streams. And Ace Attorney Investigations 2 Prosecutor's Gambit. I feel like we've got maybe 3 more streams. I don't know. I'm just guessing. We're about to finish both of them. As soon as I'm done reading these notes, I'll also be announcing what our next couple of games are, which shouldn't be too much of a surprise to most of our community. But Crystal, would you be so kind to post the link tree over in YouTube if you happen to have it handy? Are you able to do that? If not, I'll do that myself. Jack says, I feel I could have said more looking at my post now, but it gets the main message through, which is what matters. Though I couldn't write paragraphs about how awesome I think you are and what you've done. Honestly, like even the short ones, like none of them have to be super, super long because they convey what you're thinking and what you're feeling, and that means the world to me. So thank you to like everybody, whether it's a long message, a short message, fan art. I honestly didn't know what to expect from Crystal, and this is like, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So thank you. Jack says, I hate that I won't be here for the end of the stream, but sadly, I need sleep more than LoganRobo's. So good night, all. Logan, you're wonderful. Good night, Jax. Thank you so much for being here. I'm glad you were able to make a last-minute addition to those notes. I'll finish the last couple in just a second. Sleep well, Jax. You're awesome. Eglin said, yeah, same. I didn't want to get too sappy, but I absolutely have plenty to say about the silly man. Logan is genuinely the only streamer I watch consistently. Thank you. Bone says, I'll probably have to go to bed soon, too. I'm sorry. You're like right now. If so, good night, Bone. Thank you for being here. Sleep well. Huh? Oh, wow, Ben Flux of YouTube followed me. Did you just create that Twitch account now? Thank you, Ben Flux. May I just call you Ben Flux for short? So, yeah, welcome to Twitch. I already gave you the rundown and everything, but the link tree, I see Vera posted that over on YouTube. And it might already be here on Twitch as well, because I'm way behind in the Twitch chat, so I can't see the bottom of it right now. But I'll post that there. That has all of my social media. It has Discord invite link, TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, all this stuff. Feel free to check it out. Our Discord community is small, but it's some awesome people. And I know Discord's not for everybody, so if you don't want it, you don't have to. But I always post like on Monday schedules and updates on things. So yeah, feel free to check it out. Welcome, and thank you for the follow. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Ben Flex says, yes, I've seen your shorts. Oh, okay, mind if I ask like which ones you watched? I feel like most people right now are watching the Persona 3 Reload shorts. Which, over on YouTube, I just started posting the Metaphor shorts, and I'll be posting Ace Attorney Investigations 2 soon, because we're wrapping up those games. I usually, like, wait quite a while, a number of months, before I start posting videos from a game to make sure I don't accidentally get spoiled in the comments and things like that, which I'm glad I did with Persona 3, because wow, the comments as I'm looking at some of these videos have a lot of spoilers. And there's Vero that posted the link tree on YouTube. Oh, hang on. No, I gotta mute for that Spotify commercial. Let's see. Yes, Vera and Crystal both post a link tree. Ben says, so Bone says, fellow shorts guy, huh? Nice. Crystal laughing. Oh, what's that? Weedle! Thank you so much for re-upping the sub. 28 months. You're starting on your now 4th subscription, baby. And thank you for using your Prime sub, Weedle. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I didn't even hear you come in. Weedle, you're awesome. I hope you were here. Were you here when I read your note from the thing? Thank you so much, Weedle. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. I feel like I got to be getting close to being able to afford the upgrades I need now, right? Thank you, Weedle. Let's see. Crystal laughing. Bone says nice. Crystal says Vero. Wait, what just happened? Oh, Vero gifted 5 more subs. Thank you so much, Vero. Gifting subs to Cycle Hill, who is a new follower, by the way. I don't think I've met Cycle Hill yet, but I did see the notification for the follow. To Mimo Mickey. To Liz Okami, to Bucky the Red Deer, and to Exist. Thank you so much, Vero. This is like a first. I don't think we've ever had 2 hype trains in a single stream. So we now have a second hype train, and we're already on level 2 of it. So thank you so much, Vero. Our new friend, Ben Flux, I should let you know, in case you haven't noticed, I read every comment in chat. You don't see that in the shorts. I read every comment. So like half my streams is just catching up in chat, and I am way behind right now. So I am so sorry for that. But thank you so much, Vero, for the 5 gifted subs again. Thank you. Let's see, Ben Flux says no, but yes, you can call me Ben Flux, the Persona ones, and a little bit of Ace Attorney. Chaotic said, I've just come back on episode 25 of Evangelion. Oh my gosh, I love it, but I'm depressed all over again. It'll do that to you. Wait, did it just level up the hype train? Did it just, oh yeah, it's because Oak gifted a sub to Nora. Thank you so much, Oak. And so Nora, you can't complain about that, about not having the sub anymore. So you now are back into the Hey channel, and you got the emotes and everything. So thank you so much, Oak. Bone says, to be fair, it's hard not to spoil when you're correctly predicting everything in these shorts. Again, it's only because I don't post shorts of the wrong guesses. I love how that every now and then I'll see a comment where Oak is correcting somebody saying, actually, 80% of his guesses are completely wrong. He was convinced that Takaya was Chairman's shadow. And because they look so similar, I still think there should have been some connection between the two of them. Ben Flex says, yay! Chris said, Logan is our little yapper that sometimes predict major plot points. I feel like my batting average has gone way down with Ace Attorney Investigations too. I was way off on a lot of the big guesses in that one. And Ben Flex says, I know! Exclamation point. Okay, let's get the music back on. Thank you so much again for the hype train. Vero for the 5 gifted subs, Oak for gifting sub to Nora, all of you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's read the last couple of notes here. Oops. I accidentally gotta click that wrong. There we go. I gotta scroll back down now because I clicked it weird. Oh, and another one got in there. So we got a couple more. This one here is from Ray with another little bit of fan art. I still don't know what the deal with that character is, but Ray apparently loves this character. Ray said, you work hard, you gain hard. I don't think that's how the saying goes. We'll go with it. Work hard, gain hard. Kokichi says, Logan shall gain more cool chatters because he deserves it. I would love to make more friends. I know I'm a broken record. I know I say this all the time, but I could play these video games by myself. But I just love hanging out with all of you guys. So, you are the reasons why I stream. So thank you all for being here. Ray said, that's Eri from Hifjuan. Toshi says, happy late birthday. It hasn't been long since I joined, but it really was affected a lot by your kindness and wholesome community. You're such a wonderful person to hear. I wish you'll continue the journey and we'll stick around. Thank you so much, Toshi. It makes me so happy that even new people are being so welcomed into the community here. Another one from Kokichi saying, we love you, Logan, from chat. The Robros. Thank you so much. And again, Crystal, was this entirely your idea? Thank you, Crystal. This is like the sweetest, nicest thing you could have done for my birthday and for this celebration. It means the world to me. Thank you. I want to pause right now because we are close to the 3-hour mark. I should announce officially what our next games are going to be. There's going to be no surprise to anybody. But next up, once we finish both Ace Attorney Investigations 2 and Metaphor ReFantazio, we're going to be playing chapters 3 and 4 of Deltarune. That's going to be one of our 2 games, but I don't want to do 2 really long games. Actually, I don't know how long those chapters are. But the other game we're going to play is a short-ish one from the sound of it. We're going to be playing Date Everything. So that way we have an RPG and a visual novel going at the same time. And then when we're getting close to the end of Date Everything, which shouldn't take too long, or maybe even Deltarune, I'll announce what the next games are. But again, they shouldn't be too much of surprises. But we're going to be doing Deltarune. So once again, that's going to be like probably just another week or so, week or 2 at the most, probably. So if you're planning on playing that, either of those games and want to avoid spoilers, you know, get on that. Also, we got just a little over a minute left in the hype train. So if you want access to new emotes and stuff like that, I still can't believe this, our second hype train in one stream. Thank you again. Thank you. Okay, I got to read some chat because I am our new friend Ben Flux. I am like, earlier I was an hour behind in chat. I think I'm probably like 30 to 40 minutes behind right now. Krista said, we are yappers like Logan. Quickity said, okay, Logan. Oh no, that's what it was. Queen Giddy has a clip. So we got to load this up into our clip viewer. So actually, I can't catch up in the chat just yet. So for those who are lurking or don't know the deal, we have... Oh, crap. It's already loading up because it's a YouTube short. There's something called spoiler clips that Queen Katie makes a lot, which is when I guess something right or really wrong or accidentally foreshadow something. And there's a whole spoiler group chat that you guys who have played the games before me have, where you see things that I don't get to see. And so let's mute the music and check out what this is really quick. So once again, sorry, I'm taking so long to catch up in chat. It's Gallica! It says a Logan Robo gift from chatters featuring Katie art.
Don't you have any street smarts? Just kidding. Happy birthday, Logan. From your ever-loving community, they wanted you to know that you are loved and adored, and they can't wait to spend many, many more birthdays with you. They are wishing you all of the best, and congratulations on journeying through Metaphor ReFantazio. That's my leader. Come on, kid. Don't you have any street smarts?
The hype train. Hang on.
Happy birthday.
Okay. Just that by itself. Was that a cameo? Did you guys? Okay, you know how I was saying before that I was having a hard time holding my emotions back. Oh my gosh, that is. Hang on. I gotta compose myself. Oh my gosh. That was Gallica's voice actress. Was that a cameo? Did you do one of those things where like you pay money to get someone to say a message? Check description. Hang on a second. Hang on, I gotta stand up and walk around a bit. Hang on. Oh my gosh. Oh. I'm not crying, but my eyes are watering. They're tearing up a bit. It says, read the description I saw with like a pinned message. Where is the description? I don't know how to look at the description for YouTube stuff like that. Well, they're watering. They're watering. I'm not crying, but they're watering. They're welling up. Oh my gosh. Yeah, how do I read the description? It says a Logan Robo gift from chatters featuring Katie art. Oh, maybe what if I click this? How do I see what the
If I remember right.
Oh, there we go.
The dots in the top right corner show a description option.
Yes, I finally found it. I finally found it up there. It took me a minute, but thank you. Right as you were doing the TTS, thank you.
If you click the title, 3.
Thank you. All that.
You longer less than 3.
Thank you so much. That was 50 bits from Oak. Thank you very much. And exist with 10 bits there. Oh, the hype train ended. I didn't open up my hype chest. I assume that there's a new emote that we got there. So thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Okay, I need to read this. Happy birthday, Sir Logan. This was a cameo from Alejandra Reynoso, Gallica's VA, paid by our wonderful mod Vero and animated by Queen Katie. Oh my gosh. Is there a way to download this? Queen Katie, can you like send me, I know that I think Discord doesn't allow attachments over 8 megabytes. Is there any way that I can get like a copy of this video? Holy cow. Like, at first I just thought it was like, oh, it's probably some dialogue that I'd forgotten about. And then as soon as she said Logan, I'm like, wait a second, this is a cameo.
Come on, kid. Don't you have any street smarts?
Sorry, I just gotta watch it again.
Just kidding. Happy, happy, happy birthday, Logan. From your ever-loving community, they wanted you to know that you are loved and adored, and they can't wait to spend many, many more birthdays with you. They are wishing you all of the best. And congratulations on journeying through Metaphory Fantasio. That's my leader. Come on.
This is like the nicest thing. Holy cow. And there's a pin message. Queen K said, don't worry, Logan. I have it. I'll DM it to you. Thank you so much. Again, I'm not sure what the best way to get that to me is. Wow. I was not expecting that. Holy cow. We'll get the music going on in the background again here. I was just thinking it would be like some goofy little, I mean, it was a goofy little thing, but a good goof. I mean, it's all goofy, but wow. I was not prepared for this. Thank you so much. You guys are the best. Like, I can never thank you guys enough for being such an amazing community. Let me check the YouTube chat real quick. Let's see. Crystal says, oh, gotta make sure everyone knows that you were wrong in predictions too, laughing. Bone says, part of me kind of feels bad for making mine purely a joke, but most of it's from like me, nah, it's funny. No, I appreciate the jokes and sincerity. It is all good, Bone. Bone says, Deltarune. Eglin says, yeah, it's gonna be on the Logan Robo grind for months. Bone says, Deltarune is my life right now. Eglin said, I love both Date Everything and Deltarune. Ben Flux says, I gotta go in 30 or more minutes. Well, I mean, we'll probably be wrapping up fairly soon. We're actually going a little overtime right now, Ben Flux. So thank you again for the follow. And I hope that we're living up to your expectations for based on the shorts. I know it's very different, especially since this is a very different stream. Crystal says, also, the idea is not entirely my idea. I asked Vero about it. She said, cool. I made the link and gave it a spoiler chat first. Tested, went good. And then me and Vero bombed the link to chat. Well, thank you both. You guys are the best. Like, I can never thank you enough. Thank you. Crystal said, we DM'd the chatters laughing. Eglin said, we did a chat. We made him cry. It was like my eyes were welling up. I did not cry. Nothing streamed down my face. But that was like the closest I think I've ever gotten, especially on stream. Wow. Ben Flex says, use YouTube to MP4 converter. I used to like use some of that stuff, but the one that I used to use stopped working a while ago. And I wasn't sure. Maybe I just need to find a new one. Eglin said, should have gotten the VA to say, good jorp, somewhere in there /J. Crystal said, so true. Ben Flex with a thumbs up. Oh, I gotta change the currently and for what we're doing here. So what are we doing now? What even are we doing now? I guess we can really quickly in a bit, we'll do another pause to read chat. Logan is way behind. And then next will be, if there's time, reading fake dating bios. I don't know if we'll have time for that tonight. We're already overtime. I wanted to like have us all vote on. We should at least read them. I was gonna have like a set of voting on them and picking our winner and everything like that. We can get a set. I'm so hyped for whenever Logan gets this. I don't know if I should put it on YouTube to see it sooner or not, but it's there now. I was not prepared for that, Queen Katie. Nora said, mission make longer cry. Ray says, that's so sweet, actually. Oak said the word Vero is actually... Oh, crap! The word puzzles is actually pronounced Vero. Vero says, exactly. Oak says, thank you, Crystal and Nora. Gotta scroll a bit here in the chat. Castle says, thank you all for going through submissions. I know I submitted some that I was unsure of, so thank you for filtering that out. Again, thank you, both Crystal and Nora for all your work on this. Nora said, I would do follow age, but it's not nearly as long here on my main account. Oak says, dang, I spent 250 on Longa in less than 11 months. Nora says, oh my gosh, we're choking him up. Vera says, dang it, Tiff. Oak said, Tiff, you did it. Tiff says, tee-hee. Ray says, whoever gets Logan to cry gets a lollipop /J. Nora says, oh gosh, I don't want to hear him read mine. I started crying writing mine. Hello. Vera says, lots of emotions from Logan in chat today. Oak says, no, the dating bios. No. Crystal said, see, told you, Logan. My plan is just me bashing you for real, for real. A timestamp 2:28:19. So I am a little over a half hour behind, but I'm getting caught up. A poll has appeared. Is it okay to go over time for dating bios? Yeah, go ahead and cast your votes. We probably won't do the full thing that I had planned for them, but I at least would like to read the submissions for everybody so we can enjoy them. Oak says, woo! Quicket said, hey, YouTube, let's keep saying yippee. Logan's cool. Logan's a silly loser, and we love him. Oak says, yippee. Queen Katie says, yippee. Crystal says, yippee. Exist says, but yeah, off the top of my head, my few videos for You Laugh, You Lose were the man riding a shrimp, the dog with articulated woof, and of course the what will Bethany do with the hammer. So you won. You won that game. Exist. Congratulations. Crazy to think that if I hadn't taken a break from DDLC in 2022 for my mental health, we could have met a whole year earlier than we did because I did and still do surf the DDLC tag for cool streams on it. Well, I'm just glad that however long it took that you're here now, Exist, and I appreciate that. Bumbo with the hydrate command. Thank you very. Oh, and Bumbo had already got to sleep, so thank you from your slumberland, Bumbo. We get it said, yippee, go Logan, go! Nora said, I don't want to hear this, bro. I'm going to tweak out. Vera said, it's okay, Nora. Hee hee. Oak says, Vero is laughing at Nora's misfortune. Quicket said, nah, you're a cool gal. You're hip. Puts on sunglasses. Nora said, I'm cringing at myself. Crystal says, I love y'all, Chad. You guys are so freaking gay. Exist says, that sad song was a paid actor laughing. Oak says, hey, Logan, if you want sad music, I know a song called Nimbus by Oak. Have we looped around on my playlist yet? I haven't been paying enough attention to my own music. Vera says, no, exactly. Queen said, I'll take it. I mean, look at the clip I had with Sophia, literally how I act every time she's on screen. Chris said, being emotional is so gay. Said, I say, as I feel emotional. Castle says, not cringe to tell people you care, heart. Nora said, bro, I started genuinely crying writing that, and I hated you reading that. Queen gave the timestamp 2:34:47. Crystal says, not cringe, just gay, Nora, like how you are to Vise. Nora said, I'm not attracted to women. Nora Exist says, we love you, Nora. That was so sweet. Oak says, ad quote, you guys do not get hand-tossed pizza. You do not know how to get that. Oh, and that's quote 700. Vera said happy 700. Nora said quote 700. So that's another milestone tonight. Quickie said, what a beautiful quote for 700. Crystal says 700. Oak says, woo, 700. Exist says, hey, quote 700. Crystal says, yippee. Nora said, my head is achy. Quickie said, okay, guys, I know exactly where Logan is. He's close to the spoiler chat surprise for Logan. Crystal says, oof, get water, relax your body a bit. Castle says, hydrate and breathe command for you. Oh, that was for Nora. I was about to grab a water bottle myself. Nora said, I don't have water. Logan said his boil water advisory to me. Chris said, Dr. Pepper. Vera said, the music is a paid actor. Nora said, I don't have Dr. Pepper at my dad's. Oak says, L. Crystal says, rip. Vera said, hey, that's me. Nora said, chat, should I clip the first time I as ever at Logan's stream? Oh, because yeah, the VOD would still be there, huh? Oak says, I'm afraid of that picture of Logan. Magpie says, I love the PS. This is not Magpie. The website gave me the name. Laughing. Did he notice that? Oh, I didn't notice that. I'm sorry. I need to go back and pay more attention. I should look back at that. I just look at the names at the top there. Quicket said, loaf of light. Nora said, I'm going to find the first time I was ever in the stream. What's what happened? Oh, the poll is done. And Yes has won with 100%. Okay, so we will go over time. I'm going to show you real quick one thing that I was going to include. Here's what I was going to do. I'll tell you what I was going to do with the dating vows. I was going to read all of them, and we were going to vote on our favorite. And then I was going to show you some random assorted pictures that I got and have you vote on what would be my dating profile picture. And that was the picture that I accidentally popped up earlier by mistake when I didn't mean to, which was right here. Oh crap, the currently next is in the way. One is a group photo that I actually use on social media sometimes of me at a New Year's Eve party. One is me dressed as a cowboy when there's people that want cowboy improv. I actually spent several days growing out stubble for that. One is my profile picture, and the other two are two of the screen captures that Oak has made of from the stream. And so I was gonna have you guys vote on which one would need to be my profile picture. So yeah, that's what I was going to do, but we're not gonna have time for all the polls, unfortunately. But we will read the bios as soon as I get more caught up in chat. Wow, I can't believe how far behind I've gotten. For a just chatting stream, you'd think I wouldn't get behind since I would just be just chatting the whole time. Oak says, we get Batman on message. Quick said, loaf of light. Nora said, I'm gonna find the first time I was ever at Logan's stream. Huh?
The top right picture is actually cute. What?
Is it? I'm making a kind of face. How is that cute? I can't even mimic it anymore. Huh?
I mean, it has to be eyeball longer, right? I love the other pictures as much as the next guy, but it's too iconic, I feel like.
I don't know if it really counts as iconic when it's just in our Discord community, but thank you both, Oak and Vera, for the 10 bits each. I also am getting mixed messages. I feel like some people want me to look good on a dating profile, and some people want me to look frightening on a dating profile. Nora said, I'm already read that. Oak says, thank you, Adachi. Very excited to see the Katie video. Quick said he's so close. Spoiler chat's gift. Vera said, Logan, if we have time, can you watch this? It's one of my submissions. I'm curious to see if you would have laughed over this. Okay, you know, let's do that. Oh, no more Domino's. Why is Domino's wanting you guys to have best deals ever? That's not allowed. Okay, so let's load up this one and see what it is. Oh, I remember why I couldn't get this to work, because it's like, wait, maybe I'll be able to get it now. Hang on. This wasn't working earlier because it was an Instagram video, or at least there were some Instagram videos. Darn it. So, but I can't. How do I scrub back to the start? Okay, that bit at the end might have gotten me. If it didn't, it would have been as close to the Shadow of the Hedgehog. An angel or possibly a god shouting, hit me baby one more time as he goes careening off.
Toshi, what can I do?
Oh, what's that? Oh, Toshi, are you not? Oh, I thought you were already following on YouTube as well. Thank you so much, Toshi. I guess I don't need to give you the rundown on the channel, but thank you so much. I need to read some more on YouTube chat. Thank you, Toshi. Yes, I guess now you can be wherever you want to be. You can be doubly in the chat window. I'm still so happy that the chat apparently integrated the window. It integrates both YouTube and Twitter and Twitch. I didn't know it did that. Thank you, Toshi. Ben Flex says, I have a good one. There's a converter called, okay, I'm going to copy that down into my text file that I have open over here for notes on the stream. Speaking of which, once again, if anybody's got raid suggestions, I just realized we are well over time and we're going to need some of those pretty soon. So thank you very much, Ben Flux. Bone says, well, it's 11 p.m. here. I got to go to bed. See everyone. Good night, Bone. Sorry I'm going so late. I hope that there'll still be some people here by the end. Thank you, Bone. Good night. Eglin said, probably going to head to bed. It's also 11 here. Lol. I'm very eepy. Good night, Eglin. Thank you so much for everything, for the fan art, for the notes and everything. You're awesome. Sleep well. Good night. You're amazing. I'm so glad that you stuck around so long. At the beginning, you're like, I won't be able to be here, but you were here for almost everything. So I'm glad I could be here for this, even if my friend's Wi-Fi had to be sacrificed for it. I'm glad too. I'm selfishly glad. Ben Flex says, it's 8 a.m. for me. Wow, you're like on the other side of the world then. Crystal says, bye-bye, Bone. Ben Flex says, so I might go away. Well, I mean, if you do, you do what you need to do. I never want people to be irresponsible in their real lives because of the stream. But it's good having you here and good meeting you. Thank you for the follow and for being here. And you're always welcome to hang out at future streams if you want. I really appreciate you. Crystal says to Eglin, your friend is awesome for real. And rest well, Ben Flux. Ben Flux says, okay. Toshi says, Cowboy Logan. Ben Flux says, I'm still here, by the way. Okay, so you're still here at least when I saw that. So you were able to see me saying, I appreciate you and thank you for being here. If at any time you have to go, I totally understand. But I'd love it if you could stick around as long as you're able to. But thank you for being here, Ben Flux. And I can turn the music back on, by the way, I suppose. Oh, Mimo Mickey says, shoot, I'm late. Mimo Mickey, how are you? Were you here in time for me to read when I read your message? Thank you so much for being here. Good to see you. You said, hey, we just read your message. Oh crap, did it happen just before? I'm sorry, but I did read it. Quicketta said, yes, overtime, sir. Oak says, yes, I'm begging for overtime so we can do dating profiles. Crystal says, yes. Mimo Mickey said, wow, have we done the hear me out? Vera says, yup. Ray says, I could never want more. Logan. Shake my head /J. Vera said, first 20 minutes of the stream. Nora said, I'm going to clip my first ever LoganRobo appearance. Mimik said, I forgot to do it. Aw, man. Vera said, it's okay. The VOD will be there. Salute. Quinket said, I'm shaking for so nervous for Logan to see the spoiler chat gift. That was amazing. I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that. That really hit me. Vera said, what was your hear me out? Vera said, dude, you did so well. Don't worry. Vera said, it'll be great. Oak says, I don't think I've ever seen the Katie video, so this is new to me. And there we go, Crystal, with some raid suggestions. Thank you very much, Crystal. I will copy these over into my text file.
Hey, what happened?
I heard what happened. I am reading chat. I am desperately reading chat. Huh?
I just finished the Mokuba clip. Where should I put it?
Oh, I would say probably if it's small enough to be able to upload to Discord, I would say upload it on in the Discord video channel. If you could, I think that'd be awesome. So thank you very much. I appreciate that because I know that you've been doing your Mokuba cosplay and you ended up going with the gold jacket, right? How did it turn out? I think there's probably pictures somewhere, but I'm so behind on so many channels. I hope it went well and hope you've had an amazing Mokuba cosplay. Thank you, Disco, for the 10 bits. I really, really appreciate it. Okay, I gotta read some more in the chat. Quiggity said, this is the most I've ever been so nervous someone to actually see one of my gifts, mostly because I can actually see the person getting it online. Like, the way you animated that was so good too, Queen Katie. And the way you drew Gallica was so freaking adorable. Castle says, it's an awesome gift. Quiggity says, captions, I'll finish the last couple of inches in a second. Nora said, how do I clip on YouTube? Gosh dang it, I actually don't know. Weeda said, I completely forgot about this. I feel mean now. Oh, and Krista with some more raid suggestions. Let me copy these ones over as well. So I just got to where Weedle got here and did the re-upping of the sub. So thank you, Weedle. How has your night been? Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for being here. So I'm slowly getting caught up, but I feel like I'm still so far behind as well. Krista said W Prime sub. Nora said, how do I clip on YouTube? Oak said, just click the button that says clip. Weedle says, oh. Ray said there should be a clip button. Vera said the final stretch. Mio Mickey said thanks for the gift sub. Crystal says Vero. Exist says a thanks Vero. Oak says holy crap. Weedle with a highlighted message saying he's a puppy kicker. You know what I realized? I feel like the voice that I've been doing for Mantis in Metaphor Refantasio is a little bit close to the voice I used to do for whenever Weedle would do highlighted messages when you first joined the community. Do you remember that, Weedle? Nora said, thank you, Oak. Oh my gosh, the goat for real. Thank you for saving me from ad heck. Miyamiki said, Oak, you're amazing. Oak says, hey, Vero was the one who gifted your sub. Bucky says, thanks for the gift sub. Miyamiki says, I know, just wanted to say. Nora with a little hashtag. Oak says, I'm indeed awesome. Weedle said, woo, you're old, Mr. Puppy Kicker. Congratulations. Crystal says, Deltarune. Quiggin said, Deltarune, baby, I've been waiting. Exist says, yeah. Ray says, one is a website created by Cheesy HFJ on YouTube, and Ari is what you would call an antagonist in it, but looks so sweet and nice. Widow said, please, I hope. Crystal says, date everything. Tiff says, date everything, yay. Nora says, oh no, not date everything. The only thing I like about that game is the voice actors. Mimik said, Deltarune and date everything. Quiggity said, I've been waiting for Logan Deltarune so I can start sharing cool posts and videos of it, lol. Exist says, Deltarune chapters 3 and 4 are crazy. I just played them like a few days ago and they're so fantastic. Oak said, I'm so surprised at these games. We had no idea. Widow says, no, sigh, still not going to be play. Quiggity said, Logan doesn't know what the gift is. Vera said, it's here. There's a choo-choo. So yeah, I can still open the my new emote here. Hang on. I can open it now. Oh, it's a little contemplative guy. Crystal said, Logan, oh, cry. Queen Katie said, check description, please pin. Nora said, Katie, how'd you do this? Crystal says, oh, Logan. Weeda said, cry, we're here for it. Ray says, Katie, get your lollipop. Oak says, oh, yeah, I forgot about this. We did it, guys. Crystal said, Logan, keyboard slam. Mimic said, I've been wondering how I can get to spoiler chat. Crystal says, oh, Vera says, yeah, group effort. Crystal says, ask Queen Katie, and she'll take care of you. Magpie says, when you love a thing so much, you gotta take a lap. Aw. Queen Katie says, chat, mind you, the animation I did literal last minute. I thought of doing it since yesterday on Saturday. So that's even more impressive if that was last minute, because it was so good. Nora says, oh my gosh, this is insane. I was not aware of this. Weedle says, cry, Mr. Puppy Kicker. Ray says, hit the 3 dots. Crystal says, oh, Logan. Castle says, button on the top right, the 3 dots, pin. Miyamiki said, like on Discord, or Crystal says, Discord. Nora said, Vero, you're insane. Crystal says, Vero is amazing. Vero says, L3. Oak says, Vero the goat. Quiggity said, don't worry, Logan. I have it. I'll DM you it. Vera says, I mentioned it in Nora's stream. Oak says, Vero, I feel like you should also send Logan the full cameo without the animation too. Oh, that'd be great too. Yeah, am I allowed to have both? Is that allowed? Can I have that too? Mimic said, that's so cool. Nora said, that's so cute. Keyboard slam, this is the thing you couldn't tell me about. Vera said, yep. Oak with the timestamp, 3:03:03. I am a little over 15 minutes behind. That's not bad. Ben Flux over on YouTube says, well, here I go. Bye, Ben Flux. Thank you so much for being here. Sleep well. I think the last of our lurkers on YouTube have left. We had so many good people on YouTube today, though. But we are going overtime, and I'm not playing a game, and I'm just reading Twitch chat, so that's totally understandable. But thank you, YouTube, if you're watching the VOD, and you all had to leave, and good night. You were all awesome. Nora said, if someone did something like this for me, I would have a heart attack on the spot. Goodness gracious, I'm almost cry for Logan. Vera said, I'll send him the Discord since he'll be rushing chat. Said, I wish I thought about the good jorb thing. Dang it. Oak said, I usually use Cobalt for YouTube to MP4, but YouTube did something and it doesn't work anymore, but I think they are fixing it. Yeah, like the ones that I used to use, like I had a main one and then a couple backups and they like all broke. Crystal said, dating bios, let's go. Oak says, woo, dating bios, woo. Crystal said, give Vera and Katie a lollipop. Quiggity says, oh, I'm blushing. Weedle said, best lonely person I know. I am beyond happy that I've been, this is like a heartfelt thing, that I've been able to chat with you, and happy birthday, you old man. But I have to admit, I look up to you as a person. I want to be chatty and having a great time every time I'm here. Thank you so much, Weedle. And it's so good seeing you here. I know that I feel like you've been busy a lot recently, but it's always delightful having you here. Thank you so much. Quiggita said, by the way, Nora, if you were wondering, I did this all in Clip Studio Paint, and I just finished it today, 3 hours before stream time. Vera said, I'm just realizing when Logan joins spoiler chat, he will see our cameo planning. Oak says, I don't actually know if the playlist has looped, but I'll still sell promo because Vero hasn't heard any song I made before last week, so apparently I should advertise more. Crystal said, send the cowboy Logan. Quiggita said, I guess I can post some of those pictures in the subscriber chat if you guys want to see what they look like the full versions. Quiggita said, yeah, lol, including the sneak peek I had of my own version. Disco said, big fan of number 4. Magpie says, gotta have white guy holding a fish, classic dating profile picture. Big fan of when guys make fun of this and holding up a toy fish or something like that. Weedle with the emote. Crystal says, Logan grow more's double. Magpie says, I'm a big fan of bottom left Logan face, lol. Ray says, if Logan were to try and summarize his personality for dating profile, eyeball photo would do it. Crystal says, but she had to hold her bangs. Mimo Mickey said, I think I need to leave now, it's late for me. See ya, chat for Deltarune and date everything. See Mimo Mickey, so good to see you. Vera says, bye bye. Crystal says, night night. Weedle says, I still have him holding his eyes as my lock screen. Oak says, beautiful. Ray says, I like the cowboy photo, but I don't think it looks like how Logan does now, so it's not necessarily accurate. That's true. That is true. Quiggita said, yeah, 1 a.m. here. Weedle says, it's 11:09 right now. Woo, Utah. I have school in like 8 hours. Fortunately, tomorrow morning at work, they have some sort of a summer camp field trip, I think, first thing. So I get to go in 1 hour later than usual, so I get to sleep in an extra hour. Oak says, 1 a.m. for me, but there's nothing more important than the stream. I would stay here until tomorrow if need be. Crystal says, dating profiles, please. Oak says, oh yeah, since past midnight, it's my mom's birthday. Everyone say happy birthday to my mom. Okay, everybody, we gotta sing happy birthday to Oak's mom. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Oak's mom. Happy birthday to you. Exist says, oh yeah, I think I was here in recent Ace Attorney stream that I mentioned I was going to be going to a Baby Metal concert. That's tomorrow. So excited. Yes, you did mention that. Exist, and that's awesome. I'm so excited for you. Please let us know how it goes. If you're allowed to take photos, I don't know if you are at concerts, really. I don't really go to many concerts. Make sure you share photos. I'd love to see how it is. Ray says, happy birthday to Oak's mom. Vera said, happy birthday to Oak's mom. Nora said, happy birthday, Dawn. She's my bestie for real, for real. Quiggita says, note for Logan, that was my second time drawing Gallica, because remember I drew her as an icon before. Oh, that's right. But this was the first time drawing her full body. I even made a few mistakes, but I didn't care. I didn't notice any mistakes. It looked adorable. Oak says, she is a 66-year-old woman who lives hundreds of miles away from you, to Nora. Crystal says, happy birthday, Oak's mom. Crystal says, hold up, guys. We need him to catch up. Vera said, emotes only jail just for a bit. Crystal says, he's so close, guys. Bear with it. Crystal says, Nora had to go cause late. Oh, no, Nora had to go. Good night, Nora. Sleep well. You're probably already gone. I appreciate you being here. Sorry if that happened while emotes only was on. Vera says, happy birthday, Oak's mom. Everyone is jailed. Crystal says, happy birthday, Oak's mom. Everyone is silenced to emo jail. And Cass with the emote there. 3 hours, 23 minutes, and 59 seconds. I caught up to chat for the first time of the night. Yeah. Okay, so, but now there's still more. There is still more, because now I need to bring up those dating bio. And I'm just gonna read them. I'm not gonna bring up all the stuff onto the stream, because we're just gonna do the super, super fast, abbreviated version of this. So let me move this over to here to make sure I have this up, and there we go. Okay, so these are going to be the dating bios, funny dating bios. I do think it is interesting because the very first one was someone being very nice to me, where it was, honestly, coming from me, a trustworthy person, I'd unironically say, instead of going the boring route of doing an introduction, which is going to be plastered all around your profile alongside interests, make sure you have some sort of conversation starter. I feel the longer bio slash the more descriptive of what you are, the less opportunities people have approaching you to start a conversation. I'd go with, I bet I could try and make a good voice impression of any character slash actor you can think of, which even if you fumble it, there most likely be a shared laugh about it. Or maybe reference how you do improv. You'd be automatically a good conversation starter and would give good first impression that you're funny, even if you don't think you are. Avoid self-deprecation humor when barely have met, because it'll result in them thinking that you're a downer or fishing for validation. I know everyone will attempt to be funny, so I thought I'd give you some genuine advice. Heart, may you find love, my lonely man. So that was really sweet. Whoever did that one. That was really nice, because these are anonymous. So here's the funny bios. There are 8 of them. First one. Actually, here, hang on. I might be able to, if I do this, I might be able to pop these up on stream so you guys can read along. There we go. You got to ignore the stuff up on top. There it is. There at the bottom here. I am the Loganinator, a lean, mean, transforming machine. I drink Ovaltine or kick puppies, and it looks like I'm all out of puppies to kick. Will you be the beef to my Longa, the Megatron to my Optimus Prime, the Bowser to my Mario? I love it's Bowser to Mario. You guys know what that reference is from? What was the old saying? It's like, I came here to do two things. To kick butt and chew bubblegum. And I'm all out of bubblegum. I think that was like a Rowdy Roddy Piper line. Next one. My name is, period, LoganRobo's. And as you can see in the attached photo, I am 14 years old. I'm here because my internet said that I can find hot MILFs near me on this website. If you're a hot MILF, please enter my direct messages immediately. And if you're not a hot MILF, then please go away of this app edit due to popular demand. My mom's credit card number is da-da-da. Expiration date is that. And the numbers in the back are 420. Please marry me. I'm so alone. Next one. Hello, my name is LoganRobo, and I am a Twitch streamer and an actor and such. I am very cute with human skin and big eyes. Please marry me so we can procreate and perpetuate my species, which is the human species. People have said I'm very nice and cool, so you should date me. Hold on, I need to go speak to my family, which I will do with my mouth and ears and not with my mind. I love you. This one I think is like my personal favorite. But they're all good, but I think this one is my personal favorite. Next one. Actually, there might be ones I haven't seen here yet, because I don't think they were quite... no! No more pan pizza advertisements! Unless you're giving me money, Domino's, you ain't gonna get that from me. Okay. This one in parentheses, noticeably lumpy-looking Logan in a trench coat photo. Oh, I think this is my second favorite, I think. Hey, I'm LoganRobo. Ow, ow. And I'm looking for marriage with someone who's over 18 years old so we can watch R-rated movies together as a romantic date. Whispers under breath. Ow, Nathan, stay still. It really hurts. Anyways, I'm doing fun things like going to my job and drinking alcohol and doing taxes. Marry me tumbles over into 3 child-shaped segments. That's a fun one also. Hello, Logan. You are not getting a one line. You're getting a whole PowerPoint. Oh, crap. I forgot about this. Yes, someone did a PowerPoint presentation. We're going to have to check this out. We'll come back to this. And that is what we'll wrap up with tonight. Next is, I am a certified puppy kicker over 50 times. In fact, I don't know if that'll impress girls. If you were a Transformer, you'd be Optimus. Fine. Source, wikihow.com/cringiest pickup lines. Sorry, that's all I've got. I don't think I saw that one before, so this one's going to be new to me also. Hi, I'm LoganRobo. I'm kidding. That's not my real name. My real name is Logan. Loud blender noises! Some things about me is that I really like Transformers. Like, it's not a hobby. It's an obsession. If you make me choose between you and Grimlock, I would choose Grimlock with absolutely no hesitation. Sorry, but you can't beat Grimlock! If you're with me, you will be forced to watch every single thing that I do. Every single Transformers piece of media there is. And also, I don't have money. Most of my income comes from random kids on the internet sending me money. Oh, I should talk about that. I live stream video games for people on the internet, and I talk to myself. There isn't anyone there. I just imagine that people are sending me messages, money, and yeah, they're not real. Please only contact me if you're a small orange-haired fairy, a pink-haired malnutrition tsundere, a kick-butt short-haired kung fu fighter, or a nerdy girl with glasses and a ponytail. This was written by Nora. I hope you enjoyed. I think that's in my top 3 now. That was another real good one. Okay, we got to check out this PowerPoint presentation. I'd forgotten about that.
This is Monopoly money.
Oh, thank you for the 10 bits! 10 bits of Monopoly money. I appreciate that. Thank you. So we are going long here. Oh, I also need to update the currently thing here. Hang on. Currently. Reading, dating bios. Submitted by chat members. Next will be wrap up and raid. Oh, what happened there? What was that? That is not a typo.
This one isn't Monopoly money. These are just 10 fictional coins.
The 10 fictional. You know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. Thank you very much. Ah! Boings. Reminds me of Adventure Time when you guys remember the episode where Ice King was like, kick him in the boing loins. In the boing loins. In the boing loins. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. I appreciate that. Okay, so we have to watch a full-on PowerPoint presentation here that someone has made. I had forgotten this was here. I'm glad that we went to this. We got to check this out. We need to check this out. This is important. What was this? What? Sign in? No? Not signing in. Oh, why? Can you guys see this okay? Thank you. Oh, thank you, Ray, for the objection. Can you guys see this okay? And I will read some more chat in a minute. We should probably put slow mode back on because I'm probably getting farther behind again. Would that be okay? So, virtual dating with Logan Robo. Me love Pepper. Me stream Twitch. Me finding girlfriend. Me have son. Beef longa. Why date Logan? Can you guys read this? I feel like it might be a little bit small. Can I zoom in? Oh, no, scroll bar just goes between them. Says, I yap and yap and yap and yap. Can't think of... Dang, it's so small. I'm having a hard time reading this. Is there a way to... Oh, here. This will zoom in. There we go. Oh, it's so much better. So much better. I yap and yap and yap and yap. Can't think of a conversation. Or can't think of a conversation. Can't think of another topic. I'm your hero. Have no fear. Logan is here. We will talk and talk with my help. Oh, hey. Want to talk about Transformers? What are these? They're all Oak's pictures. These are the worst. Why date Logan? Me has lore. Oak from my Twitch chat made the lore. Want the wiki? Hee hee. Me love cats. Cats are good. Cats are great. Especially my cat, Pepper. I saw that there was a link for this thing here, but I haven't read this before. This is a blind read of this PowerPoint. I love dogs too. Don't get it wrong. I definitely don't kick or kill dogs in video games. My chat is my witness to my greatness. If the chat say otherwise, they may be right. Logan is great. That's Vera saying to Crystal, I love when he's upside down. Sometimes it's amusing. Oak says, his hat looks really good right now. It's beautiful. Crystal says, Logan is a puppy kicker. Oak says, I like his hat. And again, all of these pictures. I love this one. Chat, no. I love my chat. Chat loves me. What Logan do? AKA downsides of Logan. Me can act. Theatre man. Me do plays. Me do commercials. Me do side characters. Me like act. Me like Transformers. Need for Transformers. Oh, it's all the ones that I showed to the camera a couple of streams ago. Was that a ploy just to get this to happen? Need for Transformers. I watch the movies. I watch the series. I read the comics. I have shelves of Transformer figures. Need I say more? Fun facts about Logan. 20-year-old people don't exist. I once got rejected by a dating app. These are all true. I regularly dox myself on Twitch. I read all messages in chat. Thank you. Watch stream. Read my wiki. Nora made a subreddit. Feel free to ask questions or share your thoughts. Parentheses. About my loneliness. Who made this? I feel like I want to say it was Oak because there were a lot of Oak pictures there. But this also feels like a Queen Katie thing or maybe a Crystal thing. Like, who made this? I honestly can't figure out who did that. So like I said, I would have had us vote on which bio and then vote on which one of these pictures. But I should read some more in the chat. Oak said, technically Nora didn't say she had to go because late. She just had to go. Crystal says, hopefully Logan sees my dating bios. Oak said, also, Crystal, did you forget your dating thing that was supposed to be for this stream or something? Ray says, Ari is sweet. He was just isolated for like 10 years and does bad things because of it. It makes sense if you watch the show. Crystal says, I submitted it laughing. Oak says, ooh. Crystal said, may Logan reach it because I'm proud of it. Honestly, they're all really good. I was even touched by the one that was like not even trying to do a funny bio, like just genuinely helped me. That was super sweet. But they were all fantastic, as you guys saw. Let's see. Crystal says, laughing. Oak says, ooh. Crystal says, may Logan reach because I'm proud of it. Magpie says, okay, the alien one might work on me, not gonna lie. Pin message written by Oak, pinned by Vero said, I just looked outside my window and there are 19 sexy ladies fawning over the photos of Logan Robo on my computer. Well, I need the sexy ladies here. Unfortunately, I have like blinds that are shut in my window. They cannot see my computer. Crystal says, laughing. Oak says, heck yeah, that was mine. Crystal said, that dang pizza advertisement. Oak said, this one is also me. Dang, I got top 2. Magpie says, 3 kobolds in a trench coat. Crystal says, there we go. There's Toshi saying those bios are really creative, lol. They were fun, right? Seriously, like I said before, I have the best community. You guys are the best. Crystal said, my PowerPoint is last, laughing. Oh, that was your PowerPoint. That was so good. I love that. Vera's laughing. Crystal says, good thing my PowerPoint is not that long. I can't believe you put so much effort into that. It was phenomenal. Ray says, members. Vera says, Rapu up. Wait, did I say? Darn it. I spelled that wrong too. Fix that real quick. You guys saw nothing. You saw nothing. Crystal says members because members are memers. Vera said, who is sending doubloons next? Vera said, I will. Exist says, love members. Magpie says, reminds me of The Simpsons. No, they're not saying boo, they're saying boo earns. Yes, Magpie, I even have a sound alert for that. It's a paid one. It costs like 15 cents. That's one of my favorite Simpsons lines. Top 10 easily. Ray said, those are my doubloons. Vera says yes. Oak says yes. Oak says, Crystal made me send my entire Logan photo folder for this. Crystal says, Oak and Katie are helping me with the pictures. Thank you both. Crystal said, this is so freaking stupid. I loved it. I loved it. It was so fantastic. Exist says, oh yeah, I've ever mentioned that I have a cat named Pepper? I'm trying to remember if you ever have. You might have. That sounds vaguely familiar. Regardless, that's awesome. It's a good name for a cat. Crystal says, I'm cringing. This is so freaking stupid. It was so good. Ray says, I like how all of those messages mean nothing at all. Oak says, oh yeah, that was when Crystal asked chat to send compliments about Logan. Toshi says, I can't see how any girl could resist this profile. Vera said, this should actually go on your dating app bio. Weedle says, peak. Crystal says, I hate how stupid this is. Quickgator said, please, I would know how to write any of that. Exist says, as a 21-year-old, I'm very thankful I barely made the cutoff considering 20-year-old people apparently don't exist. It's only for that year. At 19, you exist. 20, you stop. 21, you resume. There was a pin message from Oak a minute ago. Weedle said, I just turned 20. I do not exist anymore. Not for the next year, but enjoy it. It's like you get a vacation from existence. Crystal says, I'm a mod. I'm 20. I don't exist. Crystal said, nope, you don't. Weedle doesn't exist anymore. Weedle says, Ash baby meme. Oak says, well, there's your problem, isn't it, Logan? Just open your blinds and you'll have 19 sexy ladies fawning over photos of you on the computer. Ray says, there's 72 virgins waiting for you. Oak says, and 14 non-virgins also waiting. Quickgator said, I'm sleepy. I got up again. Okay. Chat, it is time we wind down. I need to check out these raid suggestions to see if any of them are even still online. I don't know if they are. Let's see, because this one is off. So that one's gone. That one's offline. We have two more. That one has a lot of viewers, so probably doesn't need the raid. It's a cute girl, that's why. And this one just went off. Just went offline. It was live like a few moments ago and then just vanished. I mean, I guess we can do this one that has like lots of viewers. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, wait, no, it's because the previous person was the raid suggestion and this is just who they raided into because the other one's gone. Oh, and we could do that as well, unless anybody else has any other raid suggestions. This person can just get a double raid. Let's see, any more comments in chat though? Disco says, my throat is so dead, man. Vera said, that was so fun. Quickest said, thank you for the very epic birthday stream. I'm still blushing over the Gallica one. Oak said, thank you for the very LoganRobo stream. Made me laugh out loud. This stream was genuinely so fun. I've been grinning the entire time. Crystal says, I'll send the PowerPoint to y'all. Hold up. Vera said, thank you, Mr. Longa, sir. And happy 1K plus 3K. Oh wait, Benflux is back on YouTube. Says, I'm back. I'll switch to Twitch. Thank you, Benflux. Welcome back. We are going to be raiding soon, but thank you. Quickgator says, see y'all next time for, I assume, actually doing the final boss for real. Unsure, actually. It depends on how long it takes, because I want to try it at full strength. We're going to try. We might not succeed in beating the final boss next time. Oak said, good night, everyone. Love y'all. Benflux says, I'm in Twitch now. Welcome, Benflux. Ray says, you could raid Moist Critical. I'm sure he needs the viewers. Vera said, thank you for the very I'm not crying, you are stream. Oak says, also as a reminder, the less than 3 song is the music channel on Discord. Vera can confirm the song is frightening. Ray says, this was a goated stream, Logan. It was very enjoyable. I let out human noises of laughter when I saw Ari on screen. Castle said, not actually stream recommendation, because maybe not the vibe, but I enjoy Geyer. Is that the name? Exist says, good night and happy late birthday. We'll go ahead and I guess raid into this one here that already got the raid. Because why not? So let's go ahead and start. We'll populate a raid in a second. But first of all, if anyone's lurking, let me give you the rundown on our channel. We stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays. We're alternating between Ace Attorney Investigations 2 Prosecutor's Gambit and Metaphor Refantasio. Metaphor is going to be Tuesday's stream. We're the final boss. We're like an end game for both of them. As I announced before, though, we're going to be playing Deltarune and Date Everything as games coming up next. And yeah, so let's go ahead and initiate a raid. And copy down this raid message here. There we go. And let's see. Quickgator said, or read that. Oak said, good night, everyone. Love y'all. By the way, I love and appreciate you all. This stream, I know you guys said you enjoyed it. I have been so emotionally touched by this stream in ways I did not expect. So thank you all. I was very nervous. I always get nervous doing the Just Chatting streams. You guys are the best. I love and appreciate you all. Thank you, like, more than I can ever say. You are amazing. See, Oak says, Reddit races. I gotta scroll. Where was I? I had to scroll up to get the raid command there. Disco says, what about, oh crap, there's another raid recommendation. I'm sorry, save these for next time. Possibly, thank you very much, because we're already like populating this one. Or Apple, Jaxu, Magpie says good night, Logan Veer says good night, chat. Bye-bye, Weedle says bye, Ray says good luck, have fun, Crystal says bye-bye. Or Disco says night, Crystal said thank you for the very gay stream, because emotional equals gay, for real. Like, again, I shouldn't be allowed to feel the amount of emotions that I had tonight, but it's all because of you. You guys are the best community ever. I can never thank you enough. Thank you from the very bottom of my heart. I love and appreciate you all. Y'all are the best. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, then Oak is doing the whole command. Oak said very late whole command. Enjoy the raid, everybody. Have a good Monday. See you Tuesday. I'll post the schedule tomorrow. Good night. Love and appreciate you all. Enjoy the raid. Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye, 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 bye. And for those watching the VOD or over on YouTube, good night as well. And thank you for the follow, the person we just rated. Thank you, thank you.